Welcome to Coach Hayes Football Live. He can talk about anything from high school to the pros. This guy knows the game, so you better not be half-stepping.
I can guarantee you most of the audience is going to agree with me before they agree with you.
Strap in, because Coach Hayes is about to
crack your cranium and fertilize your brain. Go ahead and right here, right now.
Subscribe now and check out CoachHayesFootball.com.
What's up, everybody in the building, man? How y'all doing today on this great Tuesday? We back to make it happen, man. Let me know everything looks good, sounds good. We can get this thing rocking and rolling. I already see y'all in the comment section. Juan in here. Coach Hayes, is this Buffalo Wings night show? It might be. It is what it is. Viral Authority, man. Appreciate you. Scope Buffs, man. We had a great conversation last show. Hopefully you'll call in tonight because tonight's show is going to be a little bit different, man. Not necessarily different, but different topic. You know, everybody's, talking about Shedeur and, his time at Cleveland, which is great. But there's a lot of things happening at Colorado that I think a lot of people may be overseeing. I'm not sure if they are or they're not, but something I would kind of want to talk about. And it's been some players that have headed to Colorado. And I think these players are important to Colorado's future. They've been on visits. They're going up there to see what's going on at the school. And I think that these young players, these high school players, can really come in and contribute right away. Shout out to Cuban Kane in the building. My pencil always here, baby. Come on, stop it. Let's make it happen. J-Dub 318, let's go. I'm loving it. So there are three guys that I really kind of wanted to talk about. And I know there's a whole thing with Coach Prime not doing home visits. Now, I'm not getting into that. But what I am getting into is the high school players. I know that his formula, his philosophy is to get a lot of transfer portal guys. But as you go into year 3, and again, this is me speaking from a coach's perspective. Some people don't want to agree. That's fine. Whatever. But at the end of the day, even though the transfer portal is big, you can get instant gratification out of the transfer portal. You can literally flip your program as Coach Prime has done. I still think the foundational pieces of your program can be high school players. And this is not just a Colorado thing. This is a thing across college football. And I've always said this about Coach Prime. Coach Prime has a magic power, right? He has the ability to pull guys and flip guys. And I talked about this before. When he flipped Travis Hunter from Florida State, right? He was committed to Florida State, flipped him. He ended up going to Jackson State, following from Jackson State to Colorado. Great. Number 1 player in the country. Awesome. Shedeur was his son. I mean, technically, if you want to be technical, he actually flipped his own son. I mean, if you want to be technical, from FAU to Jackson State. Okay, that's 2 top players. The third player was Kamani McClain. He flipped from Miami to Colorado. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for him there, but so be it. Then he got Jordan Seaton, the number 1 offensive tackle in the country. And so it shows that Coach Prime can get the top guy, right? I just think he needs a couple of more of them. And the reason I say this is important, and I know people want to go down the timeline, oh, well, he got there in December, and yeah, okay, whatever. But just follow me on this path. He brings in 3 guys his first year. That's 3. He brings in 3 more. I'm talking about top players, not just other guys. And I'm not including transfer portal. I'm talking about strictly high school dudes, cats that was walking the hallway, going to gym class, popping pimples before they went to school. Those cats. He gets 3 more guys his second year. Going into year 3, he'll get 3 more guys. That's a total of 9 dudes that could still be in your program right now that are major players. Major players. not just one from each year, right? I'm not counting the Jackson State days, but I'm talking about from Colorado going forward. And he's getting high school guys, and this is no disrespect, none whatsoever, to these gentlemen. But we're talking about the top elite players, like a Jordan Seaton, who was ranked number 1 at his position. A Kamani McLean, who was top ranked at his position, right? Travis Hunter, number 1 player in the country at position, winning the Heisman. Currently, they've had 3 guys that I think that can be day 1 guys. And here's the beauty of it. You have them for 3 years. That rotating or revolving door doesn't bring them in and spit them right back out. They're not 1-year wonders. We're talking about young, elite dudes that can grow within the program, the culture, how you want it done, and they're not going anywhere. Think about it. They could be your Travis Hunters. I'm not saying they're Travis Hunters on the football field, but how you had Travis and Shador those 3 years. Look what they did for your programs being around for 3 years. And the very first one, who is the top ranked dude, is Cedarian Morgan, who's a wide receiver. And I actually did his breakdown. Let me see. I'll play it up here. Tighten up, hey. I'll play it up here while I talk about him. See it right here. That's his WRE, where I watch, react, evaluate. If you're new to this channel, where I break them down, talk about them, rank them, pros, cons, things I like, things I don't like, so forth, so on. But Cedarian Morgan is currently ranked number 2 in the class, right? I think he's a 5-star now at this point, maybe consensus. 6'4", 210, 215-pound dude. Again, he can grow with this program. Caden Salter may come now, fine. Caden Salter may start, fine. But Caden Salter is one and done. He's got 1 year and he's out. Juju Lewis comes behind him. Imagine a 6'4", 215-pound dude growing with Juju Lewis for 3 years. Not Juju Lewis being there 3 years and maybe learning a new receiver. And I'm not saying the receivers they have are not bad, but it's hard to beat this dude right here now. This dude tough. You 6'4", 215 as a junior in high school. A junior. And he can play. He can play. I think he's crystal ball between Auburn and Alabama. I think Coach Prime could actually pull him if he sprinkled his magic dust on this kid. He went out, this young man, Cedarian Morgan, went out to Colorado, enjoyed himself, really had a good time, really enjoyed the visit. But imagine what that does for Colorado going forward, man. Holy smokes. Right? That's huge right there. I mean, he's a producer, dog. He ain't just big for nothing. He ain't just better because he's bigger than the talent. The kid can play. Go check out the film I got on. It's literally playing right here. You know, as I'm really trying to look at the film as well. Look at this. He knows how to use his body. He knows how to stems. And I really think you get 3 or 4 of these dudes in a class and you start stacking these cats, plus you stack some of the transfer portal dudes, now you're really cooking with grease. There's another young man that I want to talk about is Jake Kreul. And Jake Kreul is a defensive end out of IMG. Right? A defensive end out of IMG. He's actually from here in Orlando. Played at Bishop Moore, right down the street. And a lot of people don't know this, but if you've seen on social media, he's the young man that kind of blogs or vlogs every day. I think he has a YouTube channel or Instagram page. He talks about going on visit, what it's like to be a D1 prospect, all of those kind of things, right? when he goes on a visit, he has like a thing where he does one pull-up at every weight room, Ohio State, and all this stuff. And cats want this dude, man. Cats want this dude. Let me see if I can pull up his tape and let it play while I'm sitting up here talking. He's got schools coming after him. And the beautiful thing about this dude is he's got great hands. It's going to take very little teaching for Warren Sapp to get this guy to the real top here. Like, it's going to take very little teaching to get this guy at an elite status. Let me see. Let me play this. All right. He's got elite hands. He's got great get off. Now, he's 6'3", 230. May not be the tallest, okay, when you look at edge rushers. But I believe he just became a 5-star, I think, through ESPN or whatever. But he has something, or he possesses something that a lot of players don't get until their junior year of college. As you see, Colorado's up there. These are the schools: Texas, Ohio State, Oklahoma, and Florida. Those are all SEC schools, man, except Colorado. All SEC schools except Colorado. And I believe Coach Prime can pull them. I believe Coach Prime can pull them, but you got to sprinkle the magic dust. Now, whether that's going to the house, I'm going to leave that there. Whether it's paying them the NIL money, whatever. But I believe these guys could be day one starters and be major contributors as true freshmen. And you got them for 3 years minimum. Minimum. So you bring in a big-time quarterback, Juju Lewis, who's going to beat them by a year. You bring in, I get an ad in the first 15 seconds of the doggone video. You bring in a 6'4", 215 receiver, these are all high school players, 6'3", 230-pound, maybe 40-pound edge rusher that is hella productive. 6'3", 230. I see it right here on the screen. Look at this dude. Bro, he got get off out of this world. And you remember, IMG plays other big programs like St. John's and I forgot the name of the other school up there in D.C. and in New Jersey. They're not playing poor little Timmy's. And he putting these dudes to sleep. Go check out the video. Oh, my God. Look at that move right there. Look at this move. God. He goes to Colorado, enjoys the visit. And where I think is a hand-in-glove situation for a Jake Kreul. And I think I'm only speculating here. I think other schools may not touch it because of the social media aspect of this young man. And this is something that Coach Prime welcomes. He's got his own following already. He has his own content. I don't know if he got a cameraman or whatever. But Coach Prime welcomes this kind of kid. And you can't tell me this kid don't love football, man. To see a guy like Jake Kreul go to Texas, Oklahoma, Florida, whatever the other SEC school was. Hell, I'm mad Miami ain't recruiting them. Since y'all like to bring Miami up all the time. I'm finna write a hate letter right now to the recruiting department. You got a kid literally right down the road at Bradenton from Orlando, and he don't have Miami on his roster, on his top 5. Damn it. But if he don't go to the U, better go to CU. Sprinkle him, man. Sprinkle your dust on this dude, Coach Prime. He got it. He got it. And he got some technique that I'm telling you, it's some dudes that's juniors in college don't have that are top prospects. He has excellent hands, excellent movement, great feet, great power, great speed to power, power to speed. He can flip both ways. Agile as all get out and want to out of this world. Is he 6'5"? No. So what? Come on, I knew somebody was going to catch it sooner or later. Shout out to Google, man. Sprinkle me, man. Sprinkle me. Sprinkle this dude. And then last but not least, and these are the top three that they've already had on campus. The top three. Dorian Barney. And I have not done his film. I have not done Dorian Barney's film. But Dorian Barney is a young man at corner. Think about it, you got a quarterback receiver, a D lineman, and a corner. And Dorian Barney is teammates, or was teammates, with Juju Lewis at Carrollton. 6'1", 180-pound corner. That's doing it all. He got Michigan, Texas A&M, Georgia Tech, Penn State, and Colorado. Come on, Big Ten and SEC and the ACC, Georgia Tech. But these are major colleges, bro. And I believe he can come in and play right away. And here's the beauty of it. You got him for 3 years. Think about it. This dude can't walk out of college, not 25, but 26, 27, till 2028. He can't leave college. Jake Kreul, 26, 27, 28. Can't leave college. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to stay at Colorado the whole time. I hope they do. But if they don't, they can't walk out early. Why can't they? Why can't they walk out of college? Again, like I said, not transfer, but they can't walk out of college. They can, again, they can transfer, yes. But what I'm saying is, if you imagine having a guy on your roster for 3 years, what you can do with them. Right now, Prime has a revolving door. But look at the guys that stuck with him. Shador and Travis. Now, I know that's his son. I get it. I understand. Don't Twitter me to death. But bro, I'm telling you, these dudes can be huge and be major contributors to that program. I'm sorry, y'all. They ain't on ads. Can be major contributors to that program. Trying to open up this phone line here. Sorry.
All participants are muted.
I know there's a lot of talk about Colorado and Shador at the Cleveland. I get it. I understand. It's 1,001 people talking about it. I've said my piece about it. Hey, I can't wait to see what's going on. Let's make it happen. But I'm trying to see what they have right now that's committed. Trying to see what Colorado has that's committed. Oh, 26. I'm sorry, I was looking at 25. I'm like, dog, I know. Right now, they got 2 players committed. 2. Both 3 stars. That's okay. Gavin Mueller. And I'm going to say this. I was going to break his tape down because he had just committed just recently, 5/14/25. I put his tape on. This is not a knock. I started recording. And I stopped. You know why? He's 6'5", 255, and he's basically playing an extra tackle. Yes, he's a tight end by position, by name, but his entire highlight tape, unless there's another tape I haven't seen, He literally blocking. And he's doing an okay job. And then D'Amato Pico. He's number one in his position as an athlete. He the number one athlete. He a 3-star? I'm going to get a sneak peek at his tape. Oh, my bad. He's from Ventura College. He's from a JUCO. Okay, I'm sorry. That's why. What the hell? So you literally only have one high school commit so far. I'm telling you. You don't want to go to high schools across the country? Fine. You don't want to go to their house? Whatever. But these 3 dudes right here, you start stacking them to 27 class, you get 3 more. 28 class. Think about 28 class, you get 3 more. 29. Lil Bucket said, I must have seen his blocking tape because he moved like a receiver. Well, Lil Bucket, I'm going to pull him up right now because I literally started to do his tape and I couldn't find it. Gavin Mueller. I'm pull it up right now just to see. Maybe I missed it. I went on his page. Huddle. All right, I'll put this up here for you, Bucket. You tell me when you find it. I'm going with newest first. 5 hours ago. I'm not doing 7 on. Oh, my bad. I'm talking like y'all can see this. I'm not doing 7-on-7 tape, so we can cancel that. This is not a highlight. These are little clips. I'm not going through Lift for Life Academy for 9 seconds. I see Catholic 12 seconds. Week 1 blocks 1-0. I'm trying to find the highlight tape. Geneva Thanksgiving tournament. Not doing that either. You say you seen this tape on YouTube. Okay, I look for the huddle page. 6'5", 255, Jordan. But anyway, I'm not bashing the shorty by no stretch. I'm just simply saying that right now you don't have any high school guys. And again, I'll just say this. If this is not what he wants to do, I get it. But if I'm going to get the baddest dudes on my campus, because like Prime say, I want them to see where I live. And I know he got the magic dust, bro. He got the magic dust. Sprinkle it. Who's going to be that guy this year? I don't see why you can't get all 3 of them dudes. I don't see why you can't get all 3 of them cats, man. And if you could keep them for 3 years, an edge rusher that can affect the quarterback. You got a quarterback in Juju Lewis. A receiver that can stretch the field, climb the ladder, score touchdowns, and make people miss. And then a cornerback, top rated cornerback that everybody's after. Come on now, y'all say what corner don't want to be coached by Deion Sanders? What corner don't want to be coached by the GOAT? Man, please. Smooth say CD going to Bama. Stop it, coach. Listen, I get it. I understand. I'm not tripping. Smooth. But I'm saying it's time for Coach Prime to sprinkle the dust, man. Sprinkle the dust. Sprinkle the magic dust, bro. They say he going to Auburn. Actually, smooth. Smooth. Hmm. Breck says you forgot Cola Joy. No, I didn't forget Brett. I didn't. I'm not tripping. Again, these are fine. These are cool. Not a problem. It's okay. And I'm not saying that Breck Cola J, if I said it correctly, is not a good player. But from the ranked perspective, we're talking about the cream of the crop guys. Yeah, he's a big dude, 6'5", 6'6", 320. I'm looking at his stuff. But he's the 19th ranked interior offensive lineman. I get it. That doesn't mean any and everything. It ain't the same as Jordan Cedar being ranked number 1. Cedarian Morgan being ranked number 2. That hit a little different. Huh? Your wife might be pretty, but damn, she ain't Holly Berry. It hit a little different. It hit a little different. So I looked at those guys, Bucket. Much love to you. Holy smoke. Is this Prince? Prince, what's up, baby? How you doing, man? Oh, my God, Prince. Long time no see, brother. Dude say Auburn don't produce NFL players. Listen, bro, I don't care. I ain't got nothing to do with it. That's awesome, bro. Awesome, Prince. Awesome. Why y'all hate so much, dog? Hey, chest ready. Why you a hater, dog? Ain't nobody talking about Miami. Why you coming here talking about Miami on Colorado night, man? Why you feel the urge? Huh? I understand. God, leave, bro. Huh? And y'all call me a hater. Huh? Yeah, it's time to turn up the heat. It's time to turn up the heat. You want to turn up the heat? Deacon Smith, another one. I pulled him up. Good sized kid. I'm not knocking these guys. I'm not saying they won't come out and be great, but he's right behind my man. He's a 20th offensive lineman. Nothing wrong with that. Those are good pickups. Those are good pickups. I need that. I need that number 1 spot. I ain't talking about the number 1 player in Colorado. We're talking about number 1 in the nation. Like right now, they got him ranked as 367th nationally. That's cool. Nothing wrong. I'm not knocking it. But y'all, you know what I'm saying, Bucket. Don't do this to me. Stop it. And I mean right this minute. I'm just saying, Cole, you know I'm your best source on the state of Alabama. Want a better eyebrow? You want a better eyebrow? I'm just playing smooth. I'm just playing. Smooth. Man, I ain't even put the number up, man. This is what I tell you. Look.
Yeah, you talk about trying to better eyebrow. You're about to lose that one you got. You only got 2 of them.
I'm about to call the police. This man be stalking me, man. I ain't even got the phone number up. That mean this man went in his phone and saved the phone number to the show. Shout out to old school in the building. 862-799-9956. 862-799-9956. Shout out to old school in the building, man. This dude, I tell you, he like the furniture, man. He be back there the whole show. Y'all thought I'd be lying. Oh, buddy.
Well, 12-0. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Hey, this CU tag is going good, pretty good for you. You tag.
Yeah, whatever. So anyway, hey, that's why, young man. If anybody like to call in 862-799-9956, let's find out what it is you like to chop it up. Am I crazy? Am I off my rocker? Am I not know what I'm talking about? Let's see what we're talking about here, man. Let me go to the first caller in the building, Anonymous. Anonymous, talk to us.
You know who this is, Coach A.
It is Lil Bucket.
Come on now.
So am I talking crazy, Lil Bucket, or am I making sense?
As far as what
I've been talking about the past 32 minutes, 14, 15, 16 seconds.
I got in here for like 5 to 10 minutes ago. But I know you was talking about, do you think we can get like the best of this as far as recruit?
So here's what I said. There's 3 dudes that's been on y'all campus that are pretty much top of their position. Cedarian Morgan. No. But hear me out. Cedarian Morgan, Jake Kreul, and Dorian Barney. I'm saying those other guys, like you named in the chat, Smith and those guys, those are good pieces. There's no knock to them. But you know what I'm saying. They're not the Jordan Seaton, the Travis Hunter, the Kamani McLean, the Juju Lewis. They're not those guys. Was that fair to say?
No.
Okay. So they're good pickups. I think Coach Prime can get those guys fine. But is it also fair to say that in the past couple of years, outside of those guys that I named, I don't think there have been any other guys with the same caliber or the same cachet as that one per year that they get. Does that make sense?
Kinda. But it's some more guys that I haven't named. Because I don't know them off the bat. But I know what's the guy's name? I don't know his name. He's a Polynesian guy. He's like tied in with Domitai Pico. I think he's supposed to commit to Alabama or something like that. Or Ohio State, I think.
Has he visited Colorado? Has he been on a visit?
He's gonna visit during the season.
Okay, but I'm talking about guys that have visited right now. Right? That's there.
Okay, right now. Okay.
And that's showing love to Colorado. Jake Kreul has shown love. Barney has shown love. Cedarian Morgan has shown love and said boom.
I got you.
And I think those guys.
I mean, I don't know the exact dates of other recruits, but I know that it's some more that's supposed to be taking like official visits. But I get what you're saying though, as far as them 3, showing love right now.
Showing love, but also being top of their position. Like, because we seen Prime flip. Like I said, he actually even flipped his own son, Shador, if you want to be real technical about it. Right? Like, because Shador was committed to FAU, remember? So all these top guys he has flipped. He's flipped Shador, Travis, Jordan Seaton, Kamani McLean. No, I'm sorry. Except Jordan Seaton, the only one that was not committed. Kamani McLean, and even Juju Lewis from USC.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the kids nowadays, like, they seeing. I think Jordan Seaton will. I wouldn't say Travis Hunter and Shador because they was already tied in with Coach Prime, so you can't really say them two exactly because they've been with them for a while.
I can't say his son because that's his son, but I'm just showing this.
Yeah,
but I am saying but I gotta give you gotta give credit to Prime for Travis Hunter though. You gotta give Prime credit for flipping Travis Hunter from Florida State to Jackson State.
I give him that. I give him that. I mean, it really don't matter to me as far as getting them or whatever. But as far as like the breaking point, I think it was Jordan Seaton. It was like, all right, now it's some top end recruits that want to come play for Coach Prime.
Okay. But I'm not talking about the very good ones.
I feel like it's a new wave.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is get them same dudes. If you got them on campus and you're not doing home visits and you're not going to their schools, fine. That's your philosophy. I don't necessarily agree, but whatever. But Bucket. Bro, this dude is the biggest dude in the thing. 6'4", 215. That's huge right there, bro.
Morton?
Yes.
I seen his highlight. That dude a dog. I ain't gonna lie. He's a dog.
Come on. And see, my thing is I'm looking at the long game here. I'm looking at the 3-year game. He can grow with Juju. They all grow together, right? The same way Shedeur and Travis grew together. The same, even though they were top players, they grew together and they started learning one another.
Shit, he already got receivers now. That's like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That ain't really looked at as the top end recruits, but people know, like, Quentin Gibson, like the number one receiver out of Texas. Like,
I get it.
Already getting those guys.
But he ain't 6'5", 215. He can play. I'm not saying he can't play.
He gonna be a good slot.
Not saying he's not. But guess what you need? You need more than one. You need a big body that's straight. You need that Julio Jones body. You need that DK Metcalf body. You need that Andre Johnson type body.
Yeah, you're right.
You need that Travis Hunter. Well, I can't say he had that body, but you know what I'm saying. Down the field, stretch it out, cover people, get somebody over the top. Damn it, I need help. They bringing in the B2 Bombers.
Nah, for sure. I mean, I see what Coach Brown doing. I mean, that recruit staff, they doing the money on the high school recruiting. I'm seeing like pictures online and them going to their games and stuff. One of their schools taking pictures. I was like, yeah. That's all
Of course.
See, man.
Yeah. But now you got to land the fish. It wants to get the fish on the hook. It's different to get him in the boat. You got to get him in the boat, dog.
So if Morgan commit to CU, do you think that's gonna make like national news like Jordan Seaton?
Hell yeah. That's huge right there, bro. See, and you have to remember this. He may not be a big popular name now. That's okay.
Yeah.
But people who know, they know. Listen, people who know.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Luther Burton, dog. When Luther Burton went to Mizzou, Luther Burton could have went to any school in the world.
He went to Mizzou.
Come on. Mizzou. Think about that. Mizzou. Yeah. Out of all the receivers. And guess what? He still got drafted.
Like when you name like receivers to get drafted, Mizzou is not one of the ones that
hell no.
I want to go here. Yeah. I get what you're saying.
And he a Missouri kid. Now, I'm not saying that Luther Burton, of course, he's an Alabama kid, meaning he's from the state of Alabama. But I just think that if you can grab those kind of guys, and like that Jake Kreul kid, and I think he's a hand in glove fit with what they do at Colorado when it comes to the social media aspect, Bucket. Yeah. Why? Bro, because a lot of coaches, I'm telling you this, y'all don't want to believe me, but a lot of coaches don't like that stuff, bro. They just don't like. They don't want to wake up. You more focused on the camera because in their mind they're saying he's more focused on making content, right, than making sacks or tackles or learning the playbook, right? They just can't grasp that concept just yet.
But Coach Brian can because he see his oldest son as far as putting everybody in the public eye. It's still maintaining college football.
That's why I say it's a perfect fit. Let me ask you, he's got Billy Napier at Florida. Think Billy Napier's okay with that? I don't know. And he's a younger
Probably
coach.
not.
He's not an old dude. All right. He's got Oklahoma, right? Brett Venable. Looks to be an old school type dude. What do you think?
You could just go off of like just other schools in general and see if they have like football players that's got a YouTube channel. It's not that many. You got some from Alabama, some from Georgia, but it's like it's really close to none when it comes to like people having their own like YouTube channels and publicizing their own life and stuff like that.
So here's what's funny. Let me ask you a question. If everybody knows that social media, YouTube channel, content creators, whatever you want to be, seems to be the way of the future, then why are more, and NIL is a big deal.
Right.
Why are more players not engaging in it on a serious level?
Who not engaging Coach Prime?
No. I'm talking about players across the country. If they know that social media, creating a page, creating a following, all of that kind of stuff, right? Let's go look at a person like Livy Dunn, for example. You know who that is, right? The young lady from LSU, the gymnastics.
Yeah.
She's in collegiate sports. She's got a following. It's created her NIL deal. So if I'm a quarterback at X university, why wouldn't I have a following like that to help create more NIL, more revenue, more things that's coming? Why are more people not doing it?
Because maybe the coach is not. Maybe they don't want that.
Say it again. Say it one more time for the people in the back, Bucket.
Coaches don't want that at their university. Man.
There you go. So if you're a kid like a Jake Kreul, in my opinion, who already has a following, right? You built this up. Apparently, IMG doesn't have a problem with it, right? Coach Prime embraces it. Jake Kreul got 31,000 followers on Instagram, right?
He got a little following.
He got a good little follow. I mean, we're talking about this is a high school kid as a junior in high school. Okay. Let's go to TikTok. He's got 47,000 followers on TikTok. 47,000. So we had about, let's just say 70,000.
And I ain't mean to cut you off, but he actually mentioned that when he was on the interview with somebody I had watched. And he was just like how the fan base embraced him as soon as he went on there and fished.
Bro.
I was like, that's a big key.
But that's my point. So he's a young man right now. Oh, hold on. I didn't get to Twitter. His Twitter kind of struggling. He got 4,500 on Twitter. Shout out to him. And shout out to Jake too. He acknowledged the video, man. But think about this. So you got, let's say, 75,000 followers right now as a junior in high school.
Which is not normal.
Not normal. And like you said, some coaches may not like it, right, Bucket?
Right.
Why not? And I'm a defensive end. Can I call this? I'm a defensive end. My job is to get to the quarterback. Man, I'm playing an individual game out here, boy. Look here. I might need my D lineman, you know, that kind of thing, but I go get them sacks, baby. It's on me.
Right. Coach Prime embraces it, man.
Huh?
I say Coach Prime embraces it. I feel like he gonna get them guys, especially the ones like Jake Kreul, and it's probably gonna be more than that. It's probably gonna be like somebody that we don't even know about 2 years from now if Coach Prime is still there.
Right.
He can get them top of the line guys that's just social media presence heavy, you know.
I get it. Sincere Brown about to blow your mind. Insincere from what's that school out of Carolina? The Camels. He got the Camels. But he's a transfer. We're talking about high school kids growing up through the system. That's what I'm speaking of tonight.
Right.
What's up, everybody in the chat, man? Appreciate y'all. Now, so what's up, what? Hold up. Hey, Bucket, watch this. Action.
Hey, Bucky, Bucky, you right. I'm gonna tell you something, Bucky. I like the way you think. You is right about that. I like the way you talking. You make sense. I like you, Bucky.
Man, shut up, man. Anyway, 57-16 on the line. Let me give him. I'm gonna open up the line to him. But little Bucket, man, appreciate you. Like I say, they let me know if I'm on or if I'm off, man. We good to go.
Now you on point.
All right, man. Well, we'll talk, man.
All right, bro.
All right, brother. All right, 57-16 on the line. Call to talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from. Am I losing my mind, what I'm talking about, or am I on point?
You on point.
Well, who am I talking to, first of all? I'm sorry. Who we speaking to?
It's Bell from Little Rock.
Oh, okay. Bell from Little Rock. Banging the Little Rock. You remember that show?
Little Rock, I called you a couple weeks ago. You know, you've been MIA for a little while. I'm kind of worried about you till the other night you came on, and I heard you giving all your good advice, and I'm the one that's critical about you taking all these non-football coaches' stupid questions. But, you know, hey, I know you're a businessman, so you're doing business, man.
I'm a businessman. Hey, I'm not just a businessman. I'm a business man. That's what I'm trying to tell you, man.
So the answer your question about why these guys aren't getting deeper into social media, think of the biggest tool in Coach Sanders' toolbox right now, or since he's been at Jackson State. Think about the MVP of the whole Jackson State machine, the whole Colorado machine that has gotten all these players hated all over the world. This is why Shadur got chosen in the 5th round. This is why everybody looks at Colorado players differently. What was the biggest tool in that toolbox?
Social media.
Bucky,
yeah.
You got to have
well-off media.
You got to have permission from the coach and the university to get on and have cameras all over the place, showing the inside of the locker rooms, showing practices and all this other good stuff to get them the same exposure. And a lot of colleges won't let that happen, aren't going to let that happen.
Well, let me say
That's
this
my
to
opinion.
you. Hold on, but I'm going to say this to you. It sure is interesting, though. Shout out to Bucky. He's showing them locker rooms in the NFL, following his brother around.
Well,
I'm just saying.
That's part of the Deion effect that people don't talk about.
No, but
Deion might.
No, but I just want to say this. You run with it. It's sure funny. A lot of people were saying, man, they ain't gonna let that happen in the NFL. Well, he been at the photo shoots. He was riding on the bus. He ain't have to get in a car behind the bus and follow it. He actually on the bus. Now, I will say this. His camera is primarily pointed at Travis, Shador, and Cam. I don't see a lot of other people in his shots. But that may be something that they don't want. But regardless, you are in the building. You in the locker room. You in the place to be. Only where players and other NFL personnel are supposed to be. And you there with a camera, dog. Dropping it on your thing. It ain't on NFL Network. But go ahead. I'm sorry. As I bloviate.
But my only point is these other colleges aren't letting, or high schools aren't letting the star players have a camera crew. And where can you find a camera crew, a cameraman that's gonna follow you around? You know, you in high school, your buddy that he trying to make the team too. I mean, who's gonna be that dedicated? Like Bucket started something that the NFL wasn't doing, the USFL wasn't doing. None of the teams or basketball, football, baseball were doing until Bucky started doing it about 4 years ago. All these in-game interviews, all these before halftime interviews, walking off the field. This all started with Deion Sanders Jr.
Mm-hmm.
and the league copied it. All the leagues copied it because it gave you a more bird's eye view, an inside view of what was going on. All these in locker room videos.
I don't know about that.
That wasn't happening.
I don't know about that. So hold on. Can I say this? And that this is where I know, but this is where I could have let that go. But I feel like a person, I don't know everything.
Me either.
But what I know 100% of that. I'll say this. Right?
Okay. Right.
So to your point, you said Bucky was the first to do these things. I'll say this. No, but hear me out. So there's the difference. He's the first one to drop them daily. But there are a lot of programs, and I'll bring up mine because I did follow them. It was called All Canes Access. They did the same thing, but it wasn't an everyday drop, to Bucky's point. Now, that's where I say Bucky took something and put some gas on it and made it burn up, like, explode. Okay. But
all right,
that's where I agree with. Yeah, and what I'm saying is, and there's other programs that do these same things, but now to what you just said, maybe not to the same extent of dropping them every day. And also, his videos went viral like this because of his dad. Let's call it what it is, and his brother and Travis, right? Because of
I agree with everything.
Yeah, because 1,000%. Because of who they are as a whole. And it just became this phenomenon, which is awesome, which is great. But I always try to caution people that when people try to say, oh, these people did this first, be careful with that, because it's not really anything. And I'm not talking to you directly. I'm just making a general statement, because there's really nothing new under the sun about football. Right? Like,
right.
Like, these still happen. They may be doing them a little different. They may tweak them. They may alter them.
Right.
But the problem happens, and again, I'm making a general statement here, is when people see this stuff for the first time, they think it's the first time it's ever been done. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
And that's where the new CUs and the new fan base, when you try to tell them something like, hey, guys, I get it. Hey, congratulations to them. No hate. But here's a perfect example. When Prime put the Twitter handles on the back of the jerseys.
Right, yeah.
He was the first one to do it. No, actually, UCF did it first. But if you say that, you're a hater. No, I'm just trying to educate you so you ain't running around saying that. And some dude to be like, UCF did that first. It's not a knock to Colorado, but we're saying that just everything Deion do ain't gonna always be the first. Now, he may put gas on it and it's gonna blow up, but he ain't the first dude to pee in the wind, bro.
we all have peed in the wind and
exactly.
On our legs.
Exactly.
On our shoes. Yeah. You're right. I follow Prime since 1989. Me and him about the same age.
Okay.
I'm a Prime fan. But these cult members, you in the entertainment field, so you got to accept these cult members. And sometimes I get so mad when you're talking to them, because you're generating buzz and clicks and likes, and that's your job, that's your business. And I'm thinking, why coach dealing with these knuckleheads that don't know what a 12 format is, or 11 format is, and they come out the bag, come on 12-0. I'm like, man, come on, man.
I get it, brother. But that's part of fandom.
They lost 95% of their offense. You think they're gonna be 12-0 this year? Come on, this is a rebuilding year. We've had the best of the best for the last 2 years at Colorado. I'm saying we, because I still follow Coach Prime, but I'm not a cult member. I like to listen to what you say, because you've been in there. You've been in the trenches. You've been a coach. You've been an administrator. You know how to deal with these kids, and you know what they're going through. But these guys on here that's having these 5-hour long sessions every day, talking about, Shador should have went first round last year. Come on, man. Come on. Y'all got to be kidding me, dude.
So here's what I'll say real quick. Let me give a dono. FPSD for the $5. It takes heart to stay at CU when you know they're bringing in older talent every portal. Let's go. That's a great point. I'm gonna get back to that FP. And then also FP says catch up or get left behind. Appreciate you for the $2 as well. Here's what I'll say. I don't have a problem. With an opinion. I know this is gonna sound crazy. I have a problem when you try to make your opinion a fact.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now that's where if somebody come and say 12-0, I laugh it off. All right, whatever. And that's anybody, right? Fine, whatever. Okay.
All right.
But when you try to make things that are not factual, and you just come here and you just say it because you heard a grifter tell you this for the clicks and likes, and then you run over here and you think you're gonna spread that blasphemy. And I know that 2 + 2 is not 9.
Right.
I'm not gonna let you come on here, sir, and say 2 + 2 is 9. Sir, no, it's not. It's 4. You a hater. Well, I'll be a hater. But do me a favor. Go look it up. That's all I ask you. Google it. That's how I look at it. Now, if you come over here and say, you know what? I think math is the best subject. That's your opinion. Can't be mad at you. It is what it is.
Right. But what gets me is, these same people that's throwing out these outlandish numbers. Like we got a leader of the largest free world out here that will spew out some numbers that don't even make sense. When he talk about these trillions of dollars and these billions of dollars, and you can look at the percentages and they don't add up. These are the same type of people that come on and say, "Oh, Colorado gonna be 12-0." Okay, that's your opinion. That's not.
Fine.
You have nothing factual based about that. You don't know that to be true. You're being subjective. You're not being objective. And Coach Hayes, you always are being objective about everything because where's the facts at? Just because little buddy was A1 in high school, it's a different game up here. These grown men gonna be coming around the corner, and they're not gonna hold up because dude is a freshman because he's 17. Mm-hmm. They're gonna try to put his thing in the dirt. Wow. So I appreciate the objectiveness of your of what you already know. It ain't your opinion. It's what you know. You've been in the game for a long time, from what I can gather from what you told us. And these guys didn't start following football till 4 years ago.
Yeah, and that's so here's a perfect example, right? Shout out to Technically T. So Technically T says 100. So I was hearing this come around. He broke 100 records. Okay. But when people start using that as fact, I'm not saying he didn't break 100 records. I just want to know what they are. So I can be like, hold on, I just want to know. I want to know what those 100 records are because at the quarterback position, that's all I'm saying.
Records are you made up.
But I just think somebody, can I be honest with you? I think somebody pulled 100 out of their butt and said it. Because here's what they'll say. He broke 100 records, but he didn't break the overall passing record because he wasn't there long enough. So you're telling me there were 101 records and he broke 100 of 101? What I'm trying to say is that's why I say I don't mind an opinion, but don't try to push because you heard somebody else say 100 records and then come here to this show and say this guy should have been drafted because he broke 100 records. Bull crap. He should be drafted because he can ball, but don't come over here and tell me he should be drafted because he broke 100 records. And you want to add that to his accolade. What 100? I don't know any position that has 100 records. I can't get past like 10 significant
there's like 7 or 10 that mean anything. And I didn't know where that 100 records came from. That's kind of like the guy that does news conferences every day to tell us about what he's done in the first 120 days of his election.
But
and and none of them have done anything. I can parallel that to what the grifters, as you call them, or the cult members come up with, because it's like that's not a football measurement. I mean, how many touchdowns, how many interceptions, how many yards did he throw for, how many passing yards did he catch? I mean, those basic measurables is what we should be looking at. Those other 87 measurables that you done made up with, or somebody just said on a 5-hour show last week over on another channel, don't mean nothing over here, because coach gonna ask you, where'd you get that from?
We're like, so, and I'll say this to you. I don't mind if he broke 100. I'm just thinking to myself, like, what in the hell could be 100? Like, what? Where could you get 100? Now, if you would have said Colorado, this football team broke 100 records, I could see that. Like, the D-line broke this record, the receiver broke that, and you add all that. But to say Shedeur broke 100 records, and nobody yet has produced a website of all 100 records. But here's back to my point. It's not a knock on Shedeur. I'm trying to tell people, don't come over here with the fantasy land bull crap, because I'm going to ask you, where does that come from? Because see, what happens is you'll hear that from one person, and then you'll come over here and try to throw that in my face, like I'm supposed to just accept that. But that what? Like, what? Stop, guys. Let's just talk real football. That's it.
Yeah, Coach Brown didn't break 100 records, and he was unarguably one of the best ever football/baseball players ever. So
yeah,
he didn't break 100 records.
And I think that's what creates the disingenuous nature of things when you surround Colorado. If people keep it as they say 100, you can respect what's going on. But here's the funny thing. If you watch it, I ain't never heard Bucky say he broke 100. Like, if you really watch the Sanders family, they don't say these things. It's these people. Right. I never heard Deion Sanders come out of his mouth and say, yeah, boy, my son broke 100 records. I never heard Bucky say it. I never heard Shedeur say it. I never heard Shiloh say it. Hell, even Shiloh, even Bucky, I'm sorry. Shout out to, see, this is why I respect the Sanders family. A lot of people don't realize this. Bucky came on, and this is what last week's show was about. Bucky came on and said, why are y'all creating a divide between Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur?
Right.
Dylan Gabriel, he just got drafted, bro. Like anybody else. That's why I said last week's show was called Praise and Strays. Dylan Gabriel catching all the strays, and Bucky, shout out to them, man. He said, why y'all doing this? Why y'all creating a divide in the locker room for no reason? Because you want my brother to start. Let him beat Dylan Gabriel. Your rhetoric and your foolishness is not going to get my brother to start. He got to do his job.
I don't know, Coach. I don't know. It's just, you got a lot of people that's bored, and this kind of rhetoric has happened everywhere Coach Sanders has gone. Every year it's something like this, especially in the off season. Mm-hmm. The closer we get to the first game, it's going to be more and more of this. And same thing for Shedeur. I mean, we had a different spot. Now we got some valid players in the pros, and they still launching out, creating this division. I'm sure Gabriel is a good guy, and he's a decent quarterback. I'm sure.
Bro, he wasn't even there. He wasn't. Hey, here's the funny thing is, he getting punished for the sins of his father, bro. He wasn't even there when Oregon played Colorado. That was Bo Nix. He wasn't even there. He was at Oklahoma. I'm just saying he getting punished for the sins of Dan Lanning. But I think it's anybody. If Jackson Dart would have went to Cleveland, bro, Dan Marino could have went to Cleveland in the third round before Shedeur, and they would have been like, he's trash. He sucks. He's trash.
And I hadn't heard anybody from that cult crew celebrate the fact that Shedeur got a contract for $4 million. I hadn't heard anybody say a word about that.
Listen,
They might have said it, but I haven't heard
he does
it yet.
well. Like I said, I hope he does well, and I hope like I say, I want him to play. I'm just sitting back watching. I don't have a dog in the fight. I got an eyebrow in the fight. Like I say, I just hope. Can I be honest with you, Little Bucket? I can't lose my eyebrow, Little Bucket. I need Shedeur Sanders to start week 8, not week 7. If he starts week 8, we winning, baby. If he start week 7, oh God dang, coach gonna be here looking surprised, like, huh? So if he start week 8, I'm good. I ain't got no problem.
You got no problem with it?
I ain't got no problem. As long as he go week 8. Now if he go week 7, oh Lord, man, me and Little Bucky gonna have to wrestle. We gonna have to wrestle, dog.
He's gonna do good wherever he goes, and you know, I don't think it's where he gonna land forever. I think he's gonna get a big contract if he shows who he is and what he is. I mean, if Cleveland's smart, they'll if he does what he's supposed to do, they'll lock him down. But if not, you know, I mean, we've all had more than one job. I mean, so he don't have to stay at Cleveland. He can go somewhere else and be better. Hell, his daddy went around the league and got the money he got. So hey, you know,
hey,
his son can do the same thing.
Shout out to Sincerely EJ. That boy said Colt Brennan broke 31 NCAA records, 17 WAC records, 41 school records, and he went 6th round. Bro, I'm telling you, this is what I said, and I'm gonna move on because I got a new caller. Ohio play in the back. Bro, let me ask you this. If I tell you a gentleman won 2 national championships and a Heisman, what round should he be drafted in?
First round.
2 national championships and a Heisman. And a Heisman.
Yeah, I heard you say this the other night.
7th round, dog.
7th round. Yeah. I mean, it don't. I mean, and this is one of Coach Dion's mottos. It don't matter where you start; it matters where you finish.
Yeah, and like I said, so it is what it is. I knew it was going to slide to Shedeur here in a second, but like I said, I just wanted to talk about some of them high school players going to the program because I think, like I'll just say this, and I'm coming to you, Ohio player. I'll say this last piece before I move on.
All right,
the transfer portal is great. The transfer portal, I believe, is a Band-Aid, but it's not stitches, right? The transfer portal can do a lot of things. But what I think the transfer portal cannot do is create foundational success. Damn, I'm going to put that on the shirt.
And to your point, I would say Coach Prime has exploited the transfer portal as it was set up without any rules and just put out for colleges to use to get to where he is now. So that's not his fault. That's the NCAA's fault for not putting any guardrails or guidelines behind it, because now it's out of whack and they're gonna have to reel it back in and get it back like it needs to be, whatever that's supposed to look like. Because I don't know what that's supposed to look like.
Well, that's true, but like I said, they all doing it, right? The difference is we see Coach Prime day in and day out through well-off media. We didn't see Indiana when they made all those changes. Right. We didn't see Indiana because they didn't have the same social media presence. They didn't have a fire starter like Coach Prime and Kurt Signetti, right? So,
I want to quit letting these folks call you a hater.
I ain't worried about that. I don't worry about that, bro.
I know.
Yeah,
I know, because you're a business man.
And I'm also a business man. Let me get up out of here, man. Let me go talk to the Ohio player because he plays so clean. Don't you agree? Much love, brother. All right, good call right there. FPSD for the $5. Appreciate you. Damn it, if 12 ends up starting, I got to wear that ugly ass jersey. Let's go. I don't care if he start. Just start week 8. Matter of fact, he could actually start week 6 or week 5 or week 4. Because Lil Bucky said week 7, that he got to start week 7, week 8, week 9, week 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. He got to start from 7 on. Jordan said, why week 8? Because I bet Lil Bucket a left eyebrow that Shador Sanders wouldn't start by week 7. I can't lose my eyebrow, dog. Coach got stuff to do, dog. I ain't got time to lose my eyebrow. And plus, my eyebrows are undefeated right now. Big Tiger, that boy over there looking like, huh? Who said it? Huh? That boy missing a whole eyebrow. If y'all missed it, just go to the page, man. You got Big Tiger to shade his whole eyebrow off, losing the bet around here. All right, Ohio player, talk to us.
Hey, Coach Chase, can you hear me? Hello?
I can hear you loud and clear, Ohio
Hello?
player. I hear you loud and clear, brother.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What I'm about to say, I don't know about 100 records. You can hear me?
Loud and clear, my brother.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know if Shador got 100 records, but he is the most efficient inaccurate passer in NCAA history, So
Okay, that's one.
That record.
That's one.
Yeah. And I think they doing like most passing yards or 300 or 500 yard passing yard game, yards completion. I think if they're doing it by that, then he probably does have 100. They nitpicking it by yards per game, yards per throw, stuff like that. So they nitpicking it. He may have 100.
I want to. All I'm asking, Ohio player, because I'm so happy for him. I want to go down the list and celebrate him. And I want to call out all 100. I want to do a show where I call out from 1 to 100, but nobody can produce this list.
I heard it. I ain't gonna lie, I heard it just like you heard it. I can't verify, I can confirm it, but
I'll say this to you, Ohio, and I'll let you ride on. That's my whole point. I don't mind people coming up here with opinions. I don't mind people doing it. I have a problem when you come up here with bull crap and you state it as facts. That's where my issue. That's my only issue. Don't come up here and tell me that the polka dot pig can fly and you ain't never seen him fly. I need the Loch Ness monster do not exist, dog. That's all I'm saying.
That's fair. That's fair, brother. I'm gonna say this about Travis Hunter.
Okay.
He won the Heisman, won the most awards in college football history in 1 year, including the Heisman. But I don't think he could have done that at any other school except for Colorado on the Coach Prime, because he couldn't have done that against Florida State. Florida State used to be my school growing up, just as a young kid, little kid in the 90s. I respect Florida State so much. Yeah, I got Dion 1A as being the greatest, but I got Peter Ward 1B. That's how much I respect Peter Ward. He neck and neck with Coach Prime for Florida State.
Peter Ward was stank with it, boy. Listen.
Oh man, the most loose. Yeah, I ain't never thought I'd see another Peter Ward.
Bro.
I ain't thought. Yeah, Travis Hunter came around.
If Peter Ward, wow. Bro, if Peter Ward had some speed, it'd have been like he had. I don't know what Peter Ward ran the 40, but if Peter Ward had that, hold on, let me see what Peter Ward 40 time was. They probably give him a 4.5. Yeah, 4.58. If Peter Ward ran a 4.3, but can I say this? Peter Ward wouldn't be Peter Ward if he ran a 4.3. So, yeah.
That's true. That's true. I mean, shout out to him. I had to give
shout out to Rod Man Media. Baby! Do you still say baby? Or I'm the only one still saying Rod the Man Media, baby. I don't hear you say baby no more, baby. Anyway, the record book ain't even updated at CU yet. Rob, that's my whole point, bro. And I get it. I could let people ride. But I'm gonna tell you why I can't let people ride, Rob. Because when people try to attack me with the stats, see, because I'm not known as, I'm not known. I follow Coach Prime. I support Prime. I'm not a CU fan. I'm a Prime fan. Kind of like LeBron. People follow LeBron. May not be Lakers fans. They're LeBron fans, right? They go to Cavs, Miami, so forth. I already told y'all this. If Prime go to another school, all I'm gonna do is change the colors. The phone number, if he went to Auburn, the phone number would be blue or orange. Just that simple, right? The lights in the back would be blue and orange. That's it. And it's still gonna be Prime Time Talk. But anyway, I'll say this. The reason I had to fight back, Rob and Ohio player, because people will come and say, Ken Ward shouldn't have won the Heisman. I mean, shouldn't have been on the stage for the Heisman. He didn't break 100 school records. Shedeur broke 100. See, that's where I lose my that's why I just be want to just slap a mother. I'm tired of this. Stop it. He should have been a first round draft pick. He broke 100 school records. No, he didn't. He should have been a first round draft pick because of what he did, not because of some fugazi, fooky booky numbers that y'all just come up with out your behind. Who comes up with a perfect round number, 100 records? Y'all stop this foolishness. Drive you crazy. But anyway, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
Ohio player.
no, you cool. Like I said, that's hard. I don't know, and I'm not gonna confirm it. I'm with you on that. I can't confirm no 100 records unless they did picking it real well, but real good. I can't. But I will say this. Travis was the best 1-2 in college football, best 1-2 combo in college football, and so I will give them that. And not only that, the wide receivers, they did their thing, and Coach Prime got 4 drafted. I think he got 11 people on the football team. I don't know if Will Shupp got signed. I think he failed the physical, but he definitely got 10 people signed. So, that's great. Coach Prime. And
that's awesome.
Prime effect. Yeah. So, it's only in the second year. And we got to understand Shedeur, as well as Coach Prime, 3 of the 4 years, they were together in college football. Their team were either in first place, fully in first place, or tied for first place. So they was tied in 16 teams. They were tied for 4. If Houston had to beat BYU in that last game, Colorado would have been in the Big 12 championship playing Arizona State. And I think they could have beat Arizona State again. But, that's neither here nor there.
Thank you. Ohio player, this is why I like you, because at the end, you cleaned it up. You cleaned it up and said, that's neither here nor there. Because you know what I'm about to tell you. Right. If my aunt had nuts, she'd be my uncle. That's what I'm going to tell you. That's all I'm going to tell you. Because guess what? I can say the same thing. If Miami would have kept the 21-point lead against Syracuse, we would have been in the playoffs. Well, guess what? We didn't. We on the couch like everybody else. But I like the way you cleaned it up at the end. Thank you, brother.
Exactly. If I really want to go in, Prime Board than what he already is, Prime Board than what he is. I said if Colorado Buffaloes had a baseball team, he'd be the head, he'd be the manager of that baseball team. I ain't ever see nobody. Maybe it has happened, but it was by mistake.
Okay.
2 or 3 times hit a home run and it didn't go over the fence. Hit it to the left field, or right field. And he went from first base all the way to home, plate. Nobody ever did his bedtime prizes. So that's why I can all go there with people. They get mad when I come with 2 different stacks. But I think Colorado, they're getting these linemen. They need the linemen more than anything. They got too many wide receivers. I think they need to seal with that. You know what I'm saying? But if they work on other stuff, I think they'll be a pretty good team. And hey, I got Colorado, believe it or not, 1A. Got Ohio State, 1A, B. You know what I'm saying?
Hold up, whoa. Hold up, swole up. I said, hold up. Your name, Ohio player. And you Ohio State fan, the Ohio State, who just won a natty, and you put them 1B under Colorado?
No, I'm sorry about that. I got Ohio State 1A and got Colorado 1B.
So you basically got Colorado State 1. I'm sorry, you got Ohio State 1, Ohio State 1, Colorado 2.
You're right. Colorado 2, yeah. So, I got to hate the national champs, the natty. He can't take that away from them. Been Ohio State fan for I don't know how long.
Can I tell you this?
Hopefully they repeat.
Can I tell you this? I'm going to slap your face for when y'all cheated us back in 02, dog. You know what, dog? Matter of fact.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
Slap this dude, man.
Hey, I don't know how many times Ohio got robbed, out of that, over the last 5-6 years. But that's you know what I'm saying? So, they should have been national champions at least 5 of the last 10 years.
I can't believe I'm about to say this. I knew that Ohio State, if Ohio State did not win the Natty this year, I said that Ryan Day, if I was Ryan Day, I'm going to the NFL. Damn college football.
Right.
I'm not here to change the subject, but if he didn't win,
no.
they would have fired him.
You're right. You're right.
And because he
You're
won,
right.
he won, he should have dipped while he was on top of the mountain and went on the NFL. You got to worry about recruiting. You got to worry about NIL. You got to worry about transfer portal. You came, you saw, you conquered from record sales to sold out concerts, and you out of there. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
That's what I would have done. But I'm not Ryan Day.
But cool, good guy, cool coach, everything. I like Ryan Day, but like I said, if he didn't win a Natty, he would have been out of there. That's how crucial that was. You know what I'm saying?
Ohio player. I'm gonna say this. Ryan Day. There's some. I don't know what it is about Ryan Day, but there's two things about Ryan Day that I don't trust. His eyes and his beard. The dude got beady eyes. You ever seen Ryan Day eyes? And Ryan Day can grow. Ryan Day can grow a beard, not 5 o'clock shadow. He could shave his face butt boongy naked and have a full beard by 12 noon. Anybody that could grow a beard that fast, I don't trust him. Any dude eyeballs that's like this, I don't trust him. I don't trust him.
Oh yeah, I know,
bro. There's something wrong with that cat.
You know what, man? That's about his beard. You know, growing up, you know what I'm saying? So, hey,
bro, I seen that dude. Listen, can I tell you this? I seen that dude play a 12 o'clock game. Boogie face.
Yeah.
Had a full beard at the press conference after the game.
Oh yeah.
How you got booty face? I ain't talking about shadow. Dude got a full beard in 4 hours. I don't mess with him.
Yeah.
Something wrong with him.
Oh yeah.
Something wrong with him.
I don't know, man. Yeah, it's something. I don't know, something in his blood. I don't know what it is.
See, shout out to College Bound CFL. It doesn't matter if they are manufactured 100 records. It's a record. All right, College Bound. I know I don't look like this. This is the God's honest truth, College Bound. Coach Hayes got the fastest 40 time in the state of Florida. You're not gonna believe that. You don't believe that, do you? I got the fastest 40 time in the state of Florida. Do you believe me, Ohio player?
Self-proclaimed, right?
I'm sorry, college. I'm sorry, college. You're right. And I thank you for correcting me. I got the tail end of a conversation between me and Jordan. You're right, College Bound. Appreciate you for saying that. But anyway, entertain me, dog. Do you believe me? Brandon Brown says cap.
Oh,
do you believe me, Ohio? Lexus, I see you, Lexus.
No.
You don't believe? Why you don't believe me? Oh, so you a hater? So you a hater?
No. And I told you, I can't confirm. I ain't gonna confirm it.
But you said no. So you a hater? You said no. You a hater?
Oh, ain't that deep with me? Ain't that big?
See, look at this. Laugh out loud if you time and driving your car, drinking 40 beers the fastest. But see, why y'all hating on me? I told y'all I set a record running the 40. I got the fastest time in the 40. Quit and squint. God. Well, what's up, boy? Slap, quit and squint. What's up with you, baby? How you doing? Long time no see, man. Hope you feeling well, brother. Golly, boy, that's some old school days there. All right, Jordan said, all right, now I'm hating. I got the fastest 40 time. I want to show y'all something. I'm going to show you how frivolous and bull crap records get put together. Ohio player, check me out. You ready?
I'm listening.
I got the fastest 40 time in the state of Florida. Do you believe me?
Personally?
Yes.
No, but keep going. If you got some documentation to show otherwise, I stand correct.
Look at this. Marcus H. I believe fastest chugging at a 40 record. God dang. Gmail. Kohayes can eat 40 slices of pizza in 4.3 seconds. Damn. I'm just see, nobody yet has said yes. Nobody yet has said yes. So why is it when I say that with no proof, oh, you lying? I'm just asking the question, player.
Hey, I know where you're coming from.
Here's what I'm gonna tell you. I got the fastest 40 in the first 2 centimeters. My first 2 centimeters off the block, gangster. I ain't said the fastest 40 overall time. See, that's how bullcrap stats come about. When people pull up bullcrap stats like, oh, one of his 100 stats is Shador rolled to the left, right? Threw the ball inside the hash with 13 seconds left to go when one receiver was outside that. Like, you could make a record for anything. But anyway, I'm just talking trash. Well, Ohio player, give me your last line if I get Lexus on the line. She about to give me an
Oh,
F4.
God, it's all good. Hey, like I said, Coach Hayes, it
Yes,
goes
sir.
a long way in Ohio. So
Appreciate you, man.
hey, it's all good up here. So, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, hey,
There you go, Jordan.
go Buck,
Hey, real quick.
and all
The
your
first QB to
Ohio.
throw a touchdown on his auntie birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a stat.
Hey, you can do it. If you're nitpicking, you can do it.
I love it, man. Ohio player, man, you play so beautifully. I have to agree. But, brother, we're going to put a tip in the tip jar for you. I had to let you go so we can get Lexus on here. She's going to give me the work.
Appreciate it.
Much love to you, brother.
Appreciate it.
Much
I'll
love.
talk to you later.
Yes, sir. All right, here we go. Anyway, like I said, before I get Lexus on, I want to say thank y'all for everybody. Make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Appreciate y'all. Also, man, shout out to the dude in the back.
Hey, Lexus. Back to you, bum.
I'm telling you, shout out to old school, man. The dude being the, I don't think he got Wi-Fi. He called in because when you call in, you can actually hear the show through the phone. I don't think he got Wi-Fi. So he tried to call in and hear the show that way. I don't know what that dude doing, man. Anyway, Lexus in the building. Lexus, before I go, I know you can hear me. I know you got on me about home visits. I didn't bring that up tonight. But I before you start, I do want to ask you about what I said earlier. I'm not sure if you heard what I said, so if you don't mind, I'd like to just kind of summarize what I talked about. Colorado and Coach Prime have had 3 top guys at their, respectively at their position on campus. I think these 3 guys, Dorian Barney, Jake Kreul, and Cedarian Morgan, can come in, be day one starters, super contributors, and here's the beauty of it. They got 3 years in the program without being, like, they can't leave early. Unlike transfers are one and done. Like Caden Salter's 1 and he's out. A lot of guys, maybe 2 years and out. But these guys are top of their position. So instead of Prime getting just 1 a year, like Travis Hunter was 1. Kamani McLean was 1. Jordan Seaton was 1. You could get 3 or maybe even 4 in one class. So I just want to put that out there because I'm not sure when you came in. Y'all clap it up for Lexus.
Hey.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lexus. Go ahead.
It's okay.
How you doing, Lexus? Did you like that? What I just did there for you?
Yes, that was pretty good. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right, Lexus. I'm feeling good. I feel like I'm about to get an earful, but I don't know. You're a little chip in your voice, so I'm not sure.
Why every time I call you say you about to get an earful? Why you always, are you guilty or something?
I'm always guilty. Hey, Trouble my middle name.
No. Well, first of all, what do you mean? Let me ask a question before I respond to your comment.
Okay.
What do you mean by the players? He gonna get more than 1 year and they can't leave. What do you mean by that? Couldn't they not do transfer portal like any other players?
Well, yes, but what I'm saying is when I say they can't leave, yes, they can transfer. But when I say they can't leave, meaning that they're not eligible for the NFL or they're not aged out. Like they're not out of eligibility.
Gotcha.
That's what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
So what I'm saying is so if you went there, you could spend 3 years there. Like there's nothing to force you out of Colorado. Now you could transfer, but what I'm saying is not like you've aged out or you're eligible for the NFL. You got to do 3 years minimum before you're eligible to leave the NFL. That's all I was saying. Mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay. Well, with that in mind, I'll leave that up to Coach Prime and his staff. That's why they make the big bucks.
Mm-hmm.
To try to get those kids, especially if they all went to. You said all of them went to visit Colorado.
Yeah, correct? You see the thumbnail. They all got the jersey. You know. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, listen. I'm sure. All of that coaching staff and all that brainy money will agree with you there and try to do what they can to get them. Based on what you said, for those very reasons. So, but you know what I always say about these kids? They all come out of high school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, they are. Yes.
You know what I say about these kids? Now I get it that because they're coming out of high school, we're gonna show grace there and say, of course, you got to give them a chance to grow because college, I don't care what nobody say, it's another level than high school. So yes, and some kids do transition from one level to the next, like it's literally like it ain't nothing. Some superstars do that. Mm-hmm. Others do not. So to your point about having the advantage of them not being eligible to leave as far as pro or anything that way, of course they can still transfer, but the other eligibilities in place, provided that they don't necessarily just come out the gate, kicking, if you will, then they'll have the opportunity to grow. They get better, and you got to give grace for these kids and allow them the opportunity to do that. But the reason I called tonight is because I'm trying to understand. I missed some of the show, so I'm trying to understand what is this going on with this 100 record? Who had 100 record?
Oh God, I don't know where it started, and I'm not even mad that it started. Okay. They were trying to say when Shedeur was coming out that he did this, and actually it's reported. Let me see this. Hold up, let me see. So actually it was reported. Let me see what the I'll read this to you. Shedeur Sanders set over, not 100, but over 100 school records at the University of Colorado during his 2 seasons as a quarterback. He holds the all-time school record for passing touchdowns and passer rating. So that's 2 records. He's also broken numerous single-season records. I don't know what numerous, how many that is, including passing yards. So I'll just say 3. I don't know what the other numerous is. Completion percentage and touchdown to interception ratio. We've only gotten to 5 so far, plus whatever the numerous is. This is according to the University of Colorado Athletics. Sanders is one of 2 Division I quarterbacks to throw for 14,000 yards and complete 70% of his career passes. One of 2 Division I. He also holds the NCAA Division I record for consecutive games with a touchdown pass. That's fair. But we are far from 100. That's all I'm saying. And nobody can produce a list of these 100 records. Like, I want to be able to walk down and be like, damn, I didn't know that was a record. Like, I could say, oh, he threw it off his right foot for a touchdown. He threw it off his left foot for a touchdown. He had no feet on the ground when he threw it. That's a touchdown. He had both feet on the ground when that was a touchdown. That's 4 records right there. I mean, I'm being sarcastic, but I don't know. That's the 100 record thing, and nobody yet has produced. And shout out to Ice Ice Baby. He calling it hate. I'm not calling it hate. I would say the same thing if they said about Cam Ward. Like, what the hell records did Cam Ward break? What 100 records did Cam Ward break? So there you go, Lexus.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. So I missed who was breaking a record. All I keep hearing is the number 100. So I'm sorry, I was late on the call. So I was trying to understand. I said, I'm trying to listen to this. It's getting annoying because I don't even understand what they're talking about, who they're talking about. So now I get it. Okay. So now that we have said that, is there even 100 records that you can break in football? I mean,
that was
a lot of records.
That was my whole point, Lexus. Like, where did y'all get this number from? But the problem is, and I understand when people kind of embellish a little bit, I have no problem with that. Right? I understand. You know, like when you say hyperbole, man, this thing weighs a ton. It doesn't really weigh a ton. So you're just speaking. I get that. But when people try to take
that's a figure of speech.
Correct.
Yeah, that's just a figure of speech.
But when people try to take
to speak facts.
But there's the difference. So when people take that and try to turn it to a fact, then that's when Coach Hayes has an issue. And that's the problem. Oh my God, this box weighs a ton. It really doesn't weigh a ton. But when you try to tell me that's a fact, I got a problem.
Now I need to put it on the scale and weigh it so you can see that it literally does. And this is just not a saying. I got you.
There you go.
Okay.
So we're not talking hyperbole. Right. We're talking about facts. Okay, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just want everybody to, can we just stop already? She ain't even in Colorado no more. Can we talk about the players that are there that are playing doing?
That's what I'm trying to do tonight.
Cleveland jersey or trying to get on one. Can we move on, please? I don't believe no player has broke no 100 records doing nothing, and that's including Michael Jordan. Hell, I don't believe he broke 100 basketball records, as good as he was. So it's kind of ludicrous to come up with a number that big and say anybody has broken it.
I broke 100 records before.
That big. My goodness.
I broke 100 records before Lexus.
You broke 100 records?
Yes, Lord. Lexus.
Oh, wow.
I'll tell you later.
God, please.
I'll tell you later. Matter of fact, that's 101 right there. I made you laugh. So that's 101.
Oh, my.
Lexus.
I didn't know what y'all was talking about. So I'm trying to catch up so I can follow. I was just going to listen tonight, not call in, but I got lost with the 100. And I'm like, 100 what? Who broke what? Okay, now that I got it, can we just move on, please? We know good and well. Somebody might have said that Shedeur did so good in Colorado, honey. He broke 100 records. You know, it might have been a phrase or speech for somebody else, but I don't believe for 1 second it's factual. I don't even think I can think of 100 records that you can break in a sport, in any sport for that matter.
But mind you, we're talking about at one person at a particular position. We're not talking about. You could probably come up with 100 if you speak about football overall, like a team, special teams, offense, defense, running game, passing game, tackling. You could come up with 100, but one guy at one position. But anyway, let me ask you this, Lexus. If you don't mind, we don't have another call. Matter of fact, we do got one person on the line. They want to say hi to you. Hold on.
Hey, Lexus, boy, I'll tell you, every time I hear your voice, man, it turns me on.
Oh, hi, old school. How you doing?
I let him watch the show through the back window. He be in the back window like this. But anyway, I know you got on me one time. I'm just being funny, but you did get on me one time because I talked about home visits, and I'm not here to bring that up, but I'm trying to jog your memory about something I want to bring up. Right? You remember that? You remember that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So tonight's show, you say you kind of came in late. So tonight's show is about 3 high school players who I feel that could be game changers for Colorado moving forward. I will say my piece. I do believe that high school is the foundation of recruiting, regardless of transfer portal, even in today's world. I think that high school players, they're necessarily the new dogs you could teach new tricks to. They're not the old dogs that old tricks. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
They have an impressionable mind. You can mold their mind.
Mhm.
Okay. Some of these cats, they want it done, as they call them, missionary players. They just here, you hire them for that 1 year, they get in, get out, and they're gone. Fine. What I was saying was Prime has a superpower that I don't think that he's maximizing. And his superpower is the ability to get the top elite high school dude to come follow him. And he's done that literally at every position. I know I'm speaking here, but he flips his son from FAU to Jackson State. Not really a big flip, but in essence, technically. He flips Travis Hunter from Florida State to go to Jackson State, the #1 player overall. He flips Cormani McLean from Miami to Colorado, the #1, I think maybe one and #2 corner in the country at the time. He flips, I'm sorry, he doesn't flip because he was never committed. He gets Jordan Seaton, the #1 offensive tackle in the country from that high school, to come to Colorado. And then he flips Juju Lewis, who is the current young quarterback. He wasn't the #1 quarterback in the class, but maybe 3, 4, something like that, to leave USC and go to Colorado. Prime has clearly shown he's got the Midas touch, but he ain't touching enough, in my opinion, to make significant difference, because now he's going into year 3 of Colorado. If he does it year 1 and you have 3, year 2 you have 3, that's 6. You're now going into year 3, that would be 9 players on your team of top tier caliber. Now, that's no knock to the other kids he got, but I'm talking about, imagine 3 Jordan Seaton caliber guys at different positions, 3 Cormani McLean caliber kids at different positions, and now 3 Juju Lewis caliber kids at different positions. I had this meals. Talk to me, Lexus.
So you're saying because he's missing the element of home visits, he's missing the opportunity to get even more than he's already getting, because of, frankly and honestly, to keep it 100, because of who he is. Because a lot of these players probably wouldn't even thunk, to be honest, about Colorado as a football team to attend. Let's just keep that real.
Okay.
If Coach Prime was not there. You can, that's just kind of facts. I mean, I know one thing, we probably wouldn't be talking about Colorado tonight if he wasn't there. I know I wouldn't be, because I wouldn't be watching them.
This prime time talk, Lexus. He go away, this go away, and I'm gonna find something else. Like the Cosby Show. When the Cosby Show went away, they put in a different world. Something else got to fit in the slot. That's all. But anyway, go ahead. Continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree. So, I mean, it very well could be the case. We can sit here and talk all day about if he would have did this. It's kind of like what you were saying with the guy that was talking about Ohio State. If this would have happened, and if that would have happened, and what, like you said about Colorado, if this would have happened, they would have been in the playoffs. We can, but I can say that every year about Georgia. If this had happened and that had happened, they'd have won yet another national title. They would have beat Alabama's record by now. And then I can say it about Alabama too. Say Alabama would have definitely won 3 times in a row if this had happened. We can go all day with that. So The only thing that I can say to that is clearly
Mhm.
because he's not doing it. And I'm not gonna sit up here and act like what's his name did and try to say it got nothing to do with nothing, just but the fact that he don't want to do it and it got nothing to do with his health issue or nothing else. That he has not done home visits. That, like I said about that, if that's not his option, then to your point, it could very well clearly be something that could hurt him later and cause him not to get, let's say, as much caliber talent as he's been getting. Because clearly he's getting a good amount of it to go, considering the source, the team, the source being the team.
So you know, Alexis, I'm sorry, to your point. To your point. It's almost like, I know this gonna really sound like hate, but it's not. It's almost like you see somebody that has all the potential, but they're underachieving. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Like, you see somebody, like, you show me you can do this. So why are we just getting one? Why are we not getting 3 of them or 4 of them? Like, you show me every year that you can get one of these top dudes. And you have who you are is your superpower. But it's almost like you're ashamed to use, like, it's almost like Superman is scared to fly. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, that's your superpower, bro. Like, go use that thing.
To get some more of this new talent, even more of it than he's already getting, because you feel the possibility is there via the high school vehicle.
Think about
as
it.
opposed
Let's
to,
look. The only kid that he's lost so far is Kamani McLean. And that happens in life. That's life. Everything that you bring in, you didn't marry the first guy you dated, did you, Lexus?
No.
Exactly. You married the second guy, Coach Hayes. That's what I'm talking about right there. Is this? No, I'm just messing with you. But that's what I'm saying. Things in life happen where everything may not always work out. But if you get enough of those guys and you keep stacking those things, if one falls off, you may have lost something, but all your eggs are not in one basket. In essence, is the right way. I guess the right way to say this is that I got more guys, and then I'm not worried about a one and done. I'm not worried about one time Jimmy Horn, one time LaJohntay Wester, one time I got Travis for 3 years. I got Shador for 3 years. I got you get what I'm saying? On top of the other kids like the Omarion Millers and the Michael Welches and those kind of cats. Oh my God, bro. But it's almost like it's kind of like when Clark Kent don't want to take his glasses off and show how strong he really is. He got to go get in the phone booth when he really could just be like, look, I'm Superman, dog. Let's make this thing shake.
Agreed. And then when you have those life happen situations, like players that are all going to leave, sometimes that just happens. I don't care what school it is. That's going to happen sometimes. When players just leave, then because you have stacked so well, if you will, from your other recruiter, it may not hurt as much when one of those, let's say, even really good players leave, because it happens. It's life. You still have what you call get back up, if you will. If you stack it better. I mean, I can see that. I can see that. I'm not trying to argue that. I mean, it's a conversation piece, and it's something that, hey.
I just think it's great because Juan brings up a great point. He says, Coach Hayes, he doesn't like high school players. He has a microwave mentality and doesn't want to develop player. Let's skip the last part. Let's just go to the first part. Coach Hayes, he doesn't like high school players. I've heard this before. I've actually heard him say, you don't have to get the transfer portal guys acclimated to college, going to class. They know how to do that. They know how to be college athletes. And I've actually heard Prime say this. Cool. All right. So if that's the case, then why are you spending time entertaining high school players? If I don't like women from Georgia like Lexus, just follow me, Lexus. Don't hurt me. Don't cut me. But if I don't like women from Georgia, why do I go on dates with women from Georgia?
Because you can't help yourself. You just love it. Just a drawing thing. You addicted.
But you get where I'm going? Like, does that kind of, I mean, if that's the case, if I'm like, I don't like women from Georgia because they accent, da 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 da, I got run down all these things, then why waste my time dating women from Georgia? I'm just asking questions, not hate. I'm just asking questions.
You just don't think the women from Georgia gonna help you off your knees. We gonna help you out.
Help me up, Lexus. I need your help.
I'm just kidding. But I seriously, all jokes aside, I hear your point. I'm not gonna sit up here and say I agree with one that the man just don't like high school players. I think that's a little strong because he used to coach kids in Pampers. I mean, before he went to the college ball, he used to coach little kids straight out of Pampers, and some of them still in them. So I'm not gonna go that far to say that. I will probably think just based on his own actions, because I haven't heard him say this out of his mouth, that he's not a home visit type person, which is probably why, if that's the route, which it typically is, right, for a high school kid, probably why he doesn't do a lot of, like you say, the answer to your question or statement would be he would consider high school players, but he's just not going to do the home visit route. If high school players want to come visit the school, then of course he'd be come right on. And because he's a draw as a coach anyway, he'll take a look at those players, but he's just not going to do the home visit. Now I might go as far as to say that he's not a big home visit fan.
No, I agree with that, because you know what though? That takes effort. Here's what I'll say, since you opened the door, I'm gonna walk through it. Cedarian Morgan, you know who that is? I've been talking about him tonight. You know who that is?
I don't know who that is.
Okay, so Cedarian Morgan is the number 2 wide receiver in the country in this class. Number 1 in the state of Alabama, the 11th best player in the nation, 5-star from Alexander City, Alabama. He'll be committing on July 2nd. So less than a month from now. All right, couple weeks. They have him crystal ball.
July 2nd or June 2nd?
July 2nd, couple weeks.
Okay, so we come out a little bit more than a month. Okay, go ahead.
No, less than a month. It's May right now. Oh, yes, July. I'm sorry. Yes, I apologize. Slap myself, coach. Hold up.
Okay.
God damn, I think I'm not the tooth out with that one, Lexus. But hold on. All right. So in a little more than a month, 6 weeks available. Roughly. They have it right now, crystal ball, 66% Auburn, 33% Alabama. There's very little room. That's 100% in total right there. Now, that doesn't mean he can't commit to Colorado or anywhere else. But we just got to go off of what, the entertainment says. However, if I could go sprinkle my dust on a young man like this, Auburn, now shout out to Smooth. Shout out to Smooth now. Auburn, and here's the thing. If I'm the number 1, arguably number 1, number 2 wide receiver in the country, and Kalen DeBoer takes his time to come to my school, I'm not here to argue the point. I just want to paint a picture. The head coach of Alabama takes his time to come see me. Whether it's at my school, at my home, he takes his time to come see me. I don't even know who the damn head coach of Auburn is. Who's the head coach of Auburn? Hugh Freeze. He's still there. That dude swiping credit cards at the strip club. Hugh Freeze. I thought they fired him. So Hugh Freeze and Kalen DeBoer. Out of all the things they got to do in their day, they spend their time to come there. And I don't show up, I'm probably going to go there. Because the same way you want me is the same way I want you. Meaning, I want you to show me the same love that you want me to show y'all. You say, coach, I want you, like your coach says, Lexus, I want people that's in love with football. I want people that wake up, breathe, smell, eat, sleep, football. When every time I'm in the facility, I want them to be in the facility. Huh? Am I right? Isn't that what stuff you hear?
Yeah.
Well, coach, you want all of that out of me. But I ain't good enough for you to come see me? Come watch one of my games? Come visit me in my domain? I'm talking about I'm the top player. I ain't a dude that's on the fence and nobody else want me, and Colorado might be the biggest school I got on my choice list. Like, I pick the schools I want. See, people got to understand that, man. Like, people have to understand these kids that are wanted, they also want to feel like they're wanted because they're going to, there's a lot required of them. Let me ask you a question, Lexus.
Mm-hmm.
You ever dated a guy and never been to his house? He always come to your house?
Well, it has happened before, but I won't call it really. Well, I guess it depends on what you call a date. I mean,
well, you know what I'm saying.
I've been out with guys before that I've never been to their house. Yes, because I'm funny about going to men's house. Well, he also never been to mine either, though. So,
but okay, but you get where I'm going. What I was trying to say was,
I get your point.
It's always a one-way street. Eventually, you'll be like, well, I want to know where you lay your head at, dog. I want to know what I'm getting into.
Sure.
Is your house nasty? You got roaches? Huh?
Right.
Before we jump into this real relationship, what your mama did, what your daddy did. You got brothers and sisters, you got brothers and sisters in jail? They scammers? Right? I mean, that's part of knowing somebody. You ever marry a dude and not meet his mama? I mean, barring that she's alive, of course. But you know where I'm going with this. I'm just saying that people do research. When you are investing this much money, you do the proper research to make sure this thing will fit. That's all. Yeah. I'm just talking.
I mean, I hear that, but didn't you say he was like 60-something% wanting to go to Auburn? First of all, I can't believe he picked Auburn over Alabama, but okay, we do know Nick Saban is not there anymore.
Well, I said that because he's from Alexander City, Alabama. Now, I don't know where that is in relation to Auburn versus Tuscaloosa. I don't know where, I don't know. Maybe he grew up as an Auburn fan, right? Maybe he did. I don't know. So I don't know, but I just know if Coach Prime put his foot into play, he walking out there with that shorty. Now that I can tell you, he walking out the club with the shorty.
Well, let me ask you this as a coach.
No Diddy.
Looking at the way things are happening nowadays because of all the changes. Because he's such a premier talent, even though we know we're just looking at high school and he's not at the next level yet. That's where he's headed. But he's perceived to be or predicted to be this superstar talent. Because of the way things are done nowadays, it's the price tag high to get him. And, Coach Prime could be a little stubborn about, I mean this in a good way, actually. Stubborn about saying, listen, I want you to play because I want you to be here. And I want you to be want to be here and play. Not necessarily about the money. Now, Coach Prime know all about people want to get money because he want to get money too. He ain't denying that. But he don't want those kids. He have said this. I don't want these kids that just about the dollar. If I got to write you this big check for you to come, then you go to the school that's going to write you a big check. Even his kids will tell you coming up, even though he had the money, he wasn't so quick to just get their money. Even then and even now, they go get their own money. And so he does have that kind of old school mentality to say, listen, I mean, I may want you, but I don't want you. You know how y'all guys say, listen, I like her, but I ain't chasing her. I ain't chasing her that hard now. It's her time to say something now. Type of thing, to use your analogy.
Okay.
Maybe perhaps he may be considering the same thing with some of these predicted elite players. They might be wanting a nice check.
So here's what here's what I'll tell you. I'm only assuming because I don't know. But you got one every year. So see, you can't live in both worlds. You can't jump in the water and not get wet, Lexus. So here's my deal. Travis comes. NIL was a little different, but Travis ended up doing it, right? Going to Jackson State. Maybe wasn't a cut of a check out of the collective, but Prime kind of maybe mentored him through different avenues of NIL sponsorships.
Yeah.
Whatever. Fine. Kamani McLean comes. There was a lot of speculation about how much he got coming. I don't know. I'm just talking speculation. There's a lot of speculation about what Jordan Seaton received. Right? So you cut a check for Jordan Seaton. And then Juju Lewis comes. They say he cut a big check for, not he, but there was a check cut for Juju Lewis. So if you're willing to cut a check for Juju Lewis, Jordan Seaton, and these others, then that's what I'm saying. You can't jump in the water and not get wet. Now, if you're going to tell me, hey, I don't play that game. This is what we do. This is what we do. And if kids come, they come. If they don't, they don't. Then I understand that. You know, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not saying he's not cutting the check at all, because in this day and time, ain't too many schools gonna get too much of nobody if they ain't cutting no checks, because kids know they can get checks, especially if they're predicted or perceived to be some elite player, even though they fresh out of Pampers. I call high school kids, fresh out of Pampers, and they're on their way to college, right? So, of course, we know that nowadays, to your point, he has to play the game to some degree. But where I say he's being a little, like I said, selfish, and I don't mean this in a bad way, is that he's saying, listen, now, yeah, we might cut you. I'm just throwing out any number because I'm like you, I don't know. Listen, we might pay you the 3.5 million to come, but we ain't paying you no $10 million. No, you want $10 million, you go on to Auburn or wherever, or whoever's willing to pay you that $10 million.
Well, I think that's fair.
Any number because I have no
right. No, I get it. I totally get that. I totally understand that. Right. I totally understand that. Right. You're not going to abuse the system. Right. So I totally understand that. Right. Shout out to Marcus Burnett. Says Juju has some of his own NIL, not collective money. I get that. I guess
I'm not so sure Juju check was so big either, but anyway, I digress. Go ahead.
I don't know. I don't know. I heard it. I heard it was I'm just looking. They say 2.1. They say 2. Hold on. Top NFL earner high school football, with some sources citing his NIL value as high as 2.1 million. That was the value. Lewis has secured multiple NIL deals with companies like Under Armour, Leaf Trading Cards, Alo Yoga, and others. Again, that's another thing too. It's always going to be speculation. And again, I'm just talking. We're creating conversation.
Yes.
Like I say, I understand it. Because I did hear Prime's. Now, Prime did say this, that there should be a cap on this.
Right.
He did say
that's what I mean. Yes.
Let me ask you a question.
He really hates the way this thing is working out. He don't like this. He kind of complaining about the same way Coach Saban did before he left. I really do honestly believe that's part of the reason. It may not have been the entire reason, but a big part of the reason he retired. He hates it. Of course. He don't hate the players making money. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that because I'm not going to put words in his mouth, because I listened to his interview. He did not say that. He just said he doesn't like the way it's being handled. In other words, it's all over the place. It's not being handled. There's no structure or discipline to it. And he can't stand being the kind of coach he was, he can't stand no structure and discipline when it comes to nothing. And that's what he hated about this NIL. You write a check that, we going to the highest bidder type of thing with no structure at all. Because even in the NFL, there's some structure and stuff to it, even all the money that they get. So it's just, they just didn't think it through before they came up with it. And I'm all for these college players getting played. I've been saying for years, these players deserve something, because they are the reason these schools are making all this ridiculous money that they're making a lot of them.
So here's what I'll say to that, Lexus. What do you say when I said that very same thing? I said there should be a cap. A lot of people came to me and said, well, why put a cap on the players when the schools were making all this money on them for years? I understand that. But what you're seeing now is a land with no laws, right? And when you have a land of no laws, it's complete anarchy. It's crazy.
You can't have nothing that deals with human beings but no discipline and order.
Guess what? It become Lord of the Flies.
Complete chaos.
It's become Lord of the Flies. So that's what's happening. You start cannibalizing yourself. Oh, because my bank, old school gambling, big bank take little bank. Watch this. Excuse me. I'm not sure. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. I'm not sure if you play. Thank you. I'm not sure if you play poker at all. Play poker at all, Lexus?
I don't play poker. I play spades and bid whiz, and you better not try me at that table.
Okay, I don't want no problems because you probably. So in poker, a lot of times you can win because you can win that pot. Because let's just say, T from Baltimore, what's up, baby? I'm coming. Give me a second. Let's say, for example, in poker, right? Texas Hold'em, just for math's sake. You got $10. I got $1,000. I put $100 up. Are you willing to lose your 10? And you ain't sure? I got $1,000. No, $10. You have $10. I'm trying to use simple money. And I
lose $10.
Well, no, but that's all you got to stay in the game. That's what I'm saying. That's all you have to stay in the game. I'm just trying to use simple numbers here. That's all you have to stay.
But we gambling right now.
Okay, but if you lose,
gambling.
But if you lose, you play no more. But if you fold, you keep your $10 and you go on about your business. You don't raise. That's what my point is. I can keep, if I got more money, if I have more money, I can keep outbidding you, forcing you to spend your money because I have more than you have. And it's the same thing with the NIL. If you come in there and be like, hey, I got 100,000, and buddy be like, man, I give you $1 million. You just keep getting outbid. This is what happens. And it's the same thing.
And I think that's where Coach Prime, is what I'm saying, draws the line to say, listen, if you, because he said, he didn't call the player's name, but he said there were players that had come to Colorado, and some of the first things they have said is, blah, blah school has offered me this. And he said, well, man, if that school offered you that, I ain't going to ever try to tell no kid not to take no money.
Right.
They school offered you that, you go get it. But what he ain't going to do is to what you just said. Oh, he offered you $2 million, I give you $5 million. That type of thing. So that's where he draws the line at. Now, I have heard him speak on that.
Of course.
I think he ain't crazy about this NIL thing either, but he loves to coach, so he's dealing with it. He got to, if you're going to coach nowadays, deal with it.
And I hate to say this, though, Lexus.
Can I hate to say reasons, at least.
I hate to say this to him. It's hard to win that way because the best players, the best players are going to get the money because think about it. Why did Dion?
And this is probably why, let me just say this part, hold your thought. Let me just say this real quick. This is probably why this is going to answer your question.
Okay.
As to why he's not, potentially not, because we don't know, but it's safe to say, maximizing his abilities to get these players, because he knows, to your point, that if they really as superstar as they perceive to be, or at least we don't even know that till they get on the field, but because they are, they were going to require the highest dollar. and he just ain't willing to pay it.
Right.
And therefore, to your point, as a result of that, I'm gonna get who I can get and stay here. Stay here in this pay grade, if you will.
Okay. All right.
And coach my behind off, bring in me some coaches, pay them some more money, let them make some money, and coach my behind off and win that way. Because what I refuse to do is buy you a steak when this chicken is pretty darn good. You know what I'm saying? And we just on the first date.
Yeah, but that chicken ain't winning the doggone blue ribbon at the doggone.
And I might not get that girl, but there's others available.
That Holly Berry, Lexus, watch out now. You know you drive a Ford. You stop it right now. Lexus, you stop it. Only thing I'm saying.
Everybody can't beat Denzel. Denzel will go down in history. He gonna break 100 records. I mean, the only man born fine as hell and gonna die fine as hell.
What Denzel say? Let go, my arm. Hold up. Tell me what happened. Hold up, real quick. T, I'm coming to you from Baltimore. Real quick. Denzel made it to the news again because some dude was acting up at the carpet. I don't know what this was. And he told the dude, kept saying, stop it. You know, some dude with a beard. What happened, Lexus? Come on. You got to give me the 411 here. Talk to me.
I don't know what happened. I was hoping you were going to tell me the story real quick.
I have no clue.
What happened? Some dude did what?
I don't know. Maybe somebody can put it in the chat. Some dude in the chat. I don't know. Lexus. Denzel was somewhere. I don't know what it was. But regardless, somebody put it in the chat. I have no idea, Lexus. But let me push on. Hold on. I'm gonna let him speak. I'm gonna let him say bye to you, Lexus, before you go. Hold on.
Okay,
bye, Lexus. Bye, Lexus. He wanted to. Hey, how you doing? I love you.
Love you too, honey.
Yeah, I love you because God told me I have to, Alexis, and I still
That's
would.
right.
He told me I did have to.
That's right. You better do what God said. I love you back for that same reason.
Good. He gone. Don't worry about it. So anyway, put him back in the hole. Right, get your behind back in the hole.
Thank you.
All right, Lexus. Much love, baby. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you now that I understand what the heck going on this show. I can listen to. So I appreciate you.
Much love. Much love, baby. Appreciate it. All right, let me give my man T from Baltimore up here, man. This is going to be the last call. If you want to call in now. I'll take anybody else after that. After T get off, I'll go ahead and lock this thing in, man. T, talk to us, baby.
What's going on, brother?
Man, I'm here just trying to figure out how to make $1 out of 15 cents, man.
That's what's up. Shout out to Lexus, man. She always bring that heat.
Hey, they say Lexus make a mean potato pie.
Man, it sound like it.
For sure.
It sound like it. She sound like she can cook. Sound like she can cook. For real.
For sure. Sean Kemp says some French cameraman on the Cannes Film Festival put his hands on him. Okay. All I seen was on the thing. They were like, get your hands off me. With his lip.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know his line. You know what he's going he always practicing that.
That damn Jamie Foxx, boy. Much love to Jamie. But what's up with you, T? Talk to him, man. What's your thoughts on these three high school dudes I've been talking about? Cedarian Morgan, Jake Kreul, and Dorian Barney going to Colorado. I want to say Alabama so bad. Colorado.
I like it. I mean, this the thing though. Dion he gonna make a shift because I think by the time the end of the season comes, it's gonna be a whole bunch of young boys playing.
Mm-hmm.
Just because the schedule ain't doing him no favors. His schedule never does. They got a tough schedule. Opening up with Georgia Tech ain't no joke. That's tough business. But I think the young boys is where that's the lifeblood of college football. I don't know why people think that the transfer portal can be the end all be all, because it can't. It never will be in college football.
I agree. I just think that there's nothing wrong with young, impressionable minds that you can mold into what you want. right? I might be reaching like a mug, but ain't nothing like. And this is not a knock. I'm just trying to make a comparison so y'all don't Twitter me to death. Your child versus being stepdaddy, right? You get a chance to raise that kid from diapers, infant, toddler, diapers, all that stuff. Versus a 9-year-old come up in your house. Well, I need to call you daddy. That's how I look at it. You know what I mean? I've always felt the transfer portal was for Band-Aids, recruiting is stitches.
That's true. That's true. And it's always gonna be like that though. Like for whatever reason, Dion he wants to make the shift. And I think he has done a lot for college football to push more towards the NFL model, but it won't completely be that. It never will. Just because you always gonna have a Jeremiah Smith or or Ryan Williams over there in Alabama. Like you're gonna have those young boys that's just monsters. Travis Hunter. He was Travis Hunter as a freshman, fresh out of high school.
For sure.
Like you're gonna have them. And those the ones that's gonna bring the juice to the game. And you're gonna see it this year. A lot of the kids that's playing for Alabama, for example, like I don't think Caleb Downs, not saying Caleb Downs not gonna have a great year, but I don't think it's gonna be the same type of year he's had before. Because I think once they get to that point, he done won a national championship. Like he ready to go to the league. Like he just trying to stay healthy. He gonna make his plays when he can. But it ain't going to be like how dominant he was last year or the year before when he was with Alabama and he was able to guard the tight end from Georgia the way he was. Like, I don't think he's going that hard no more. Not saying that he going to drop off and play. It's just they get frustrated with college.
Right.
Like, they ready to go to the next level. You know what I'm saying? And he just there biding his time. And it's going to be the young boys that come in that's really going to bring the juice and energize like the whole team or the coaching staff to get them more opportunities to get the ball or put them in position where they can go ham. Like the cornerback for Michigan. Like before he got hurt, he wasn't having a dominant year. Everybody knew he was good. It's like the kids know, man. They get their evaluations, and then the next year is just about staying healthy and making your plays when you're supposed to. They know where they're going or where they projected, and then they make up ground in the combine and in the interviews.
Right. No, I get it.
That's the system. That's why it won't never go to a transfer portal and you being able to transfer portal your way to a good team. It ain't gonna happen.
It's hard, bro. It's hard. It's so hard. I mean, think about it. Let's take it out of football. Let's take it into business. Imagine a business turns over 80% of their departments every fiscal year. Just take business. Let's get out of football. Because football follows a certain model. Football is business. Business is football. Imagine that. I'm not saying some departments don't get cut, but imagine every year you take one department of this company and you flip 80% of the employees or the personnel of that department. How successful do you think that department is going to be?
It's going to drop. It's going to drop. It's going.
Well, here's the only thing
drop.
I'll say. I don't know if it'll drop or not because I'm not one of those execs. But here's what I will say. There's a reason they don't use that business model. That's all I can say. See, one thing about business and success, people copycat and follow. There's a reason people do certain things because it's tried, true, and proven, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's tried, true, and proven. So when you look at certain things, if it works and it's been tested to work, more people would be doing it more consistently because it's successful. Now, that doesn't mean tweaks and turns can't be made and adjustments can't be made, but the foundation of any business is rooted in what it knows.
Right. And let me ask you, you're the coach for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You coached high school?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if you had a kid, let's say the kid was with you the whole time, what was the kid's best year? His junior year or his senior year?
Well, it all depends. Some kids are different.
Some kids is just monsters. Now, some of them just freak out. I'm not talking about that.
I think your junior year is where you typically get noticed. But I will say this, because the way the world works now, nobody wants to be on JV anymore. So you're and then they have a lot more exposure. So you're starting to see a lot more guys in 10th grade because they're now only 7-on-7 teams or they go to these camps a lot younger, right? Like if you tell a kid to play JV, coaches are scared to do that because they scared he gonna hit the transfer portal and go to the high school down the street.
Mm-hmm.
Like seriously, people are scared to tell a 9th grade kid coming in that he got to play, bro. But it's all relative. It's very few kids
that out here in PA, they'll make you if you nice, if you like that, and you're 9th grade, you'll play both. You'll play JV and play varsity.
Well, I'll say this.
You got to play JV.
Here's what I'll say. I know in some smaller markets, I understand why a kid may skip JV. But when you're in metropolitan areas, and I can only speak for Florida because that's what I know, Orlando, especially Miami, it's very few 9th graders that can excel on varsity if your team is worth anything. I'm not saying that they're not good players, but we're talking about being a difference maker on a varsity program as a true 9th grader. It's only just like it is in college. There's only a handful of players that are true freshmen that are hell raisers at the Power 5 level. And there's only a handful of rookies that are true hell raisers at the NFL level.
That's true.
It's all relative. Now, when you play in smaller markets, you have 32 people on the team, and that's a different story. But we're talking about metropolitan areas where you in major cities, a lot of competition, blah, blah, blah. It's different, bro. It's different. I see some kids that are great players, but in 9th grade, their body's not strong enough. They haven't been in the weight room like that. They're athletic as hell. You know, but it's different when some of them dudes that's 19 and 9 hit that 14-year-old. Think about what
for sure.
Think about
my baby.
What does mama say? Oh, my baby. Come on. It's some cats out there playing that's 19 years old and you out there 14 years old. Now, that 19-year-old saw him on the corner and punched him in the eye, you'd be like, he'd being a bully.
That's a fact.
A 19-year-old body look way different than a 14-year-old body. Trust me.
But the ones that's monsters that can handle it just won't go out there and handle it.
And it's a handful.
That's just what it is.
And that's my point. There's a handful. But anyway, we could talk about that forever. But yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? I do think that my boy Hakeem Williams is going to do good there. You should know.
Bro,
I'm surprised you ain't talking about him.
Man, because he was a transfer. But imagine him.
Yeah.
Imagine him coming out of high school there, right? And that's a big pickup for them. But imagine.
It is. It's huge.
But here's the deal. Hakeem already 2 years in college. If he have one breakout season, peep game. I'm glad you brought him up. I actually did forget about him. Hakeem Williams has one phenomenal season this season. Think he gonna stay in college? He gonna dip?
Oh, he gone. I'm telling you that right now.
That's my point. So
he's out of there.
So now, Hakeem, Caden Salter, and all these other dudes, they rolling out the door. Who's growing up with Juju? Because Juju there for 3 years. Whether we like it or not, he can't go nowhere to two. Was he a 25? So he's a 26, 27, 28. Well, I'm sorry, 25, 26, 27 is when he'll be eligible for the NFL draft. So he there, whether we like it or not. Now he could transfer, I understand that. But we're talking about he will be in college till 2027. So why not grow up? See, if Hakeem was the same year, I get it. Hakeem have a phenomenal year this year. He out the door. That's a big old dude that's good.
Yeah. I'm rooting for him. That's my guy, man. He's a good kid, bro.
Yeah.
Like a really good, solid dude, man. Shout out to him and his family. Like we was close, but you know what I mean, no cigar on, but he liked that though. Yeah. He liked that. And he one of them guys like that you send off the bus first. Like you send him off like that's just the wide receiver. You're like, oh my God. Yeah, he's tough.
And I was a kid, Miami wanted bad, man. I'm trying to see his stats.
I thought y'all had him.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say this.
That's right up the street. That's the crib.
Yeah, but he loved. But I'll say this. His production at Florida State wasn't great. I have to be honest. He has 21. But no, I'm not knocking him. I'm just putting it out there for.
I mean,
hear me out.
Yeah.
I know, hear me out. What I'm saying is, this is his year to prove all of the hype. Because coming out of high school, he was one of the top dudes coming out of high school. Right? And I hear that. Well, what quarterback did he have? Guess what Janet Jackson told us? What do you care about that? What have you done for me lately, bro?
Lately, yeah, that's true.
So with that being said, nobody care about why you only had 16 catches last year, why you only had 5 your freshman year. What you gonna do this year? That and then we all know that though. Come on, T. We know that. Nobody give 2 cares from Thursday about what you did last year and the year before. We can make excuses for it. And if he wasn't at Colorado, most people would laugh. If I say Xavier Restrepo had 16 catches, he's slow, he's sorry. Come on, T. Y'all know how this thing
you know.
That man got 2.
But
yeah. But I'm just saying, this year is his 3rd year. He's eligible. He better be fun. He better be Caden Salter, number 1. He better be they Travis.
But you know what? Now let me ask you this: why wouldn't you start Juju?
I don't know because I'm not there. I always feel like for a guy like Caden Salter, I think it was his job to lose. He was productive in college. He can play. He's been in these games, right?
Limited though, man. He's limited. We seen him when he played real stuff, man. When he played against Oregon, we seen what it was.
Come on, dog. You're talking about Liberty versus Oregon. Stop this, bro.
I got it. Hold on. See, you know what? When people say that, I always point to Lamar Jackson when he took that Clemson team to war. It was NFL money all over the place for Clemson when they had Deshaun Watson and all that whole camp. And one goddamn Lamar Jackson took their ass to war. It was not no blowout, none of that. He wasn't having none of that.
But Louisville wasn't no slaps.
What other? Who else he played with? Who?
No, y'all got us. Okay, you know what? You're 100% right.
Come on.
You're 100% right. You said when they play Oregon, he got okay. Ain't nobody in the Big 12 like Oregon.
I got it, but it ain't had to be a complete ass whooping. Because that's what it was. That was straight belt. That wouldn't happen to no Lamar Jackson.
But see, that's the,
if
but
Lamar
T,
Jackson played on Liberty, he wouldn't have took no belt like that.
T, don't do this, T. Come on, bro. Okay.
I'm just talking about force multipliers. Either you nice or you nice. Which one is it?
No, because what I think is always unfair to quarterbacks, but I understand why people do it. You know, it's always unfair to quarterbacks, but I understand why people do it. Y'all blame the whole game on the quarterback when he don't play defense, special team, none of that, right?
Don't they get paid the most money?
Who cares?
Oh, all right. Okay.
No, hear what I'm saying. When I say who cares, meaning, okay, so you're going to say, I hate to do this because everybody get to crying. You bring up Miami. Kim Ward don't tackle nobody. Kim Ward was putting up 35 to 40 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
In college football, if you're putting up 40 points a game, you should win the games.
Yeah, that's true. Which he did, though. They won most of the game.
No, but they lost the ones that count.
That's true.
We lost to Syracuse, and Syracuse ain't no Oregon. We saw what Pitt did.
Yeah.
You saw what Pitt did to Syracuse.
Yeah.
Bro, Oregon, I'm looking at Oregon. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Oregon put up 4 touchdowns in the second quarter.
Mm-hmm.
That's Caden Salter's fault?
Where is Caden Salter's touchdown?
He was 15.
How many touchdowns did he put up?
He was 15 to 24 for 126, 1 touchdown, right? Oh, I mean, I'm just saying. He only threw the ball 24 times. 24.
That's even more my point. You run. He's a running quarterback. Put the team on your back and go crazy.
He had 10 runs for 25 yards. Now, I don't know if that's necessarily they weren't designed run, but bro, they had a running back had 8 runs for 79. Only thing I'm asking is, I hear
what happened to Kennesaw. Can you look up his numbers for Kennesaw when they lost to Kennesaw? I want some money on that game too.
Kennesaw what state?
They lost to Kennesaw.
Bro, look at this. Bo Nix was 28 for 35 for. Listen, King Salter got nothing to do with this. Bo Nix was 28 for 35 for 363 yards and 5 touchdowns, bro. Bo Nix.
Jesus Christ.
Hold up. Bucky Irvin, the running back, had 14 carries for 117, 8.4 yards a carry with 1 touchdown. Excuse me. The second running back, Jordan James, had 9 carries for 63 yards, 7 yards a carry. Receiving. Tez Johnson had 11 catches for 172. What any of that got to do with Caden Salter?
Where's his touchdown? He's got to apply pressure too. You got to score too.
Y'all tough, boy.
See, when you get in the commentator mode, you be losing your coach edge.
No, it's not. That's not real.
They score. We got to score.
I understand that, dog, but it's a team. Come on, I'm not making an excuse. It's not Venus and Serena out here. It's a team effort, dog. Do you not think that Oregon and Liberty wasn't overmatched?
I get it.
That's truly a David and Goliath.
When they played Clemson was overmatched. And Lamar Jackson was saying, hell nah. The hell?
Bro, come on, Louis. Okay, let's pull up Louisville, Clemson. How about that? Since you like that.
Yeah.
What year was that?
NFL
you remember what year that was? You remember what year that was?
It was Deshaun Watson's senior year. And I think he came out in 2019? No,
well, I'll find it.
17, 18?
October 16th. October 1st, 2016. Louisville 36, Clemson 42. That what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bro, Lamar Jackson was 27 for 44 for 295 1 touchdown, 1 interception.
Mm-hmm.
Deshaun Watson was 20 for 31 for 306 with 5 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. That goes to show you that their defense helped them in the game. Even though he threw 5 touchdowns, he threw 3 interceptions. Lamar Jackson ain't had nothing to do with them interceptions.
How many yards did Lamar Jackson run for?
He was 31 carries for 162, 2 touchdowns. Right?
Jesus Christ.
I know.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's crazy.
But dog,
that's crazy.
Caden Salter ain't Lamar Jackson either, brother. That's like saying, man, Kohei, man, how you lose the game, dog? You got to do what Michael Jordan did.
So this the thing, though. This is where I'm at with it. I don't know what the disconnect was. I don't know why he didn't get the quarterback from Virginia Tech. But whatever's whatever. I would have went with Kyron Jones over Caden Salter. I don't know why he got Caden Salter, to be honest with you. I honestly think that come fall camp, I think Juju's going to take him. I don't know why he's playing. Juju needs to be the starting quarterback. The same way I'm telling you, I told you last year, DJ Lagway should have started that damn game against Miami. I'm not saying they would have won. It just would have been a better game.
Yeah, because you connecting.
Sometimes you got to go with the young boys.
Yeah, but you connecting the dots backwards, T, and you know that. You know that. Going into camp.
But did I not say that? Did I not say that?
Yeah,
when you said it, I was like, no, I was start because you wanted that Graham Mertz or whoever to start. You wanted him to start because you knew he was some shit.
No.
As a Miami fan, that was the Miami fan in you. I wanted to see DJ Lagway. I saw their spring game. I was watching their little practices. I said, oh, yeah, he liked that.
Yeah, but dog.
He was like, no, he's young, blah, blah, blah. And then he come in there and start going crazy.
Because sometimes, dog, you got to let them. Sometimes you, like, it's all psychological with quarterback. This is how I'll say this, and I'll roll after this. Sometimes you throw them in the fire too early, dog, and they crash and burn. But here's a perfect example. So, Tyler Van Dyke. Remember when Tyler Van Dyke came in for De'Aaron King?
Yeah.
He had no pressure.
Right.
He had no pressure. None. He came in and played. And then guess what? As soon as he became the man left the building. When he had to just go out there and play, there was no pressure. If he lost the game, nobody was going to blame him. He the backup. When he won the game, it was like, oh, shoot, look at this young cat. He went from Tyler Van Dam to Tyler Van Dimes. Even when he had a trademark. I'm just calling it what it is. Right?
Now, teams had film on him. Yeah, you're right.
But that,
I get it.
That's my point. You gotta sometimes you gotta give them an opportunity to learn and the other people to fail. It's just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's the natural progression because it's not just throwing the football when it comes to this game. It's how to be a quarterback. Caden Salter been in the. Now I don't know about him personally as a player, a person. I don't know how he is off the field. I don't know those things about Caden Salter. I know he had an issue at Tennessee, but whatever. Everybody make a mistake. I ain't tripping.
Yeah, I ain't holding that against him. I think he did it. I think he did good at Liberty. I'm not knocking that. All I'm saying is I think he went into a backward situation looking for an opportunity that he necessarily didn't need. I think even if he would have stayed at Liberty another year, I think he would have had a good chance of getting drafted in the later rounds.
He may have.
And still come in with some respect. But I think that Juju he's talented, bro. The kid is really good. Really good.
He may very well be. Dog. But you need 2 of them.
Yeah.
And here's what I'll tell you. Can I say this? You put, like you said, you think Caden Salter left that position. See, this is the psyche that a lot of people don't think about. Do you think Caden Salter left Liberty to be the freshman backup? And didn't clearly get beat out. Hold on.
That's the problem.
But he did, though. So let's say he did, right? Priming him took him, so he did. You think he left there to be the 18-year-old kid backup? Hell no. Now, if I lose my job, I lose my job, coach. But I don't know if Caden Salter has done anything to lose his job. Here's the second thing. You put me as the backup to this shorty, and he get hurt. Now you want me to be your savior? Is that what you're saying, coach? I love my cushy cul-de-sac crib over here. Huh? You told me to come to Colorado. Huh? You wanted me to come to Colorado, coach, to say, hey, it's your job to lose. And you put the pimple-faced dude that was committed to somebody else that flipped at the last second and came to you, and I'm sitting down on the bench behind him. And if something happens, he doesn't play well. Hold on, he doesn't play well. Something happens to him. Now you want me to come be the savior? I've already shot. My draft stock has already been shot because I'm not starting. So I already got a ding against me. I already got a. I got a ding.
I can't go with that because we seen it with the TCU quarterback that came in for the boy that got hurt.
Ooh.
It happens. It's okay.
Ooh.
He still got drafted. Duggan.
What about him?
He still got drafted. Didn't he? He'll back up in the NFL. Hell,
was he starting? Was Duggan starting?
No, the other boy was starting for TCU, and he got hurt, and then Duggan came in, but Duggan was older.
Was Duggan starting before the other kid?
Yes, and he got benched.
Okay.
They benched him, put the young kid in, then Duggan got back out there once the young boy got hurt, and they went on that run. Everybody thought that was going to go.
Say it again. They started off with who? They started off with who?
Duggan.
He got benched.
Uh-huh.
The young boy got hurt and he came. That's different than having me benched before the season started. That's what I'm saying. It's my job. It was Duggan's job to lose. He lost it. The young man got hurt. Then you put him back in. You're telling me that Caden Salter need to be on the bench game one and the young boy play in front of him. That's a total different scenario.
Well,
you saying I lost my job in camp?
Taking them L's. I think it's gonna be even worse once they start getting taxed, and then the young boy come in and it just look better. They might not be winning, but it might look better.
Well, we're gonna find out, man. I'm excited to see about these cats, man. It is what's gonna be. But I'm about to get up out of here, man. I always say hour and a half. You know, I'm a complete liar. We almost then when I saw 2 hours here, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get off of here. We at 2:44 right now, man. So I'm about to get up off this deal, man. We're gonna have a good time tomorrow on Canes Talk Live. We're gonna actually break down the Josh Pate and Mario Cristobal interview. Man, that was an excellent interview. And I mess with Josh Pate, dog. Josh Pate.
Yeah.
I like Josh Pate.
He a real one.
I like Josh Pate.
He a real one.
And shout out to Josh Pate. I think he's a friend of the program. I asked him not to copyright me one time. He said, Coach, you can use whatever you like. So I appreciate him. But anyway, let me do this, man. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Everybody who donated. Let me see here. Shout out to FPSD for the $5, FPSD for the $2, FPSD for the $5 again. Thank you, man, for donating in the building. Like I said, man, this was great. I know it's the off season, man, but the WREs are rolling in. Make sure you check them out. Cedarian Morgan is already on the channel. All you got to do is Google Cedarian Morgan, put Hayes behind it. Type in Jake Kreul, put Hayes behind it. You'll see the videos pop up, man. And do me a favor, go check them out, leave a comment, and just help the channel grow. Hit the like, share, subscribe button. And with all that being said, shout out to Old School. He just dipped up out of here. He ain't got nothing else to do. But
that's the best. He is the best co-host on YouTube. I don't care what nobody say. That man is the best. He is your best co-host out of everybody. I like all the shows. Old School is the best co-host for you.
Yeah, because he be in the back, and I let him in when I'm supposed to. Yeah. Stinking up the place, man. Yup, my. But anyway, with all that being said, we appreciate you. Thank y'all, man. We out here. Peace. Man, Coach Prime better start doing some goddamn home visits, sprinkle his magic dust in that living room, and get to Cedarian Morgan, Jake Kreul, and Dorian Barney, and stop playing with them. That's all I know.